We should be live.
Yeah, I've got a little live counter up.
And hopefully, YouTube channel. We are live on YouTube. Hooray.
Excellent.
We are live.
I'm back, sorry.
Do you know if we get a little like counter to let us know how many people are watching?
That'll be on YouTube.
Okay.
I've got the YouTube stream up on my other screen here, so I can keep an eye on that.
Is that where all the chat will be as well, I assume?
Hey, Stuart Main is in, but that's not Stuart. That's actually that is actually Dr. KGE.
Right.
Good day.
Right. Good day.
We should start acting like people can see us because people can.
We should
see
do.
us.
Yeah, we're actually on camera for the first time.
It's when people watch this
In a while.
on it's fucking reversed. Pulling my moustache, the beard the wrong way. Right, why is it not going this direction?
Hey Stuart, it is you. Hello.
It's
He's
the fact that
sending it to the doc in a sec. We'll welcome the doc in.
when we when the public watch this back, they see everything. Obviously, our nonsense at the start and things.
Yeah.
I went to get this.
Oh.
I'm really worried.
What?
That's going to
Yeah.
be an accessory.
Considering you don't drink alcohol, that's a bit scary.
Cool, it's fine. No, it's because I've got a bottle of Fritz Cola. I'm gonna drink it
How did you
How fancy.
smuggle that in pre-Brexit?
because it's pre-Brexit. How do I spend it in post-Brexit is the question. That's the one that's really gonna fuck me off. That's really gonna bake my noodle. Right. So
So we've got a couple of people watching. We've got obviously Stuart's got himself set up. BM Squared, hello. How you doing? You are our first proper viewer, I believe. Oh, Mike's in here as well. Excellent. Figured out how to get the app. And Andrew's in here as well.
It's all
Nice.
kicking
All the
Yay.
Discord pals are showing up. So this is us. Bear in mind, everybody, we're testing StreamYard for the first time.
yes.
Oh, BM Squared is Jonathan. Hello, Jonathan. BM Squared. What? Just to make things more confusing.
Big Mac.
That's not any of the letters in your name.
Exactly. Well, we got our first question for you, Matt. It's from
Oh.
Andrew, and I can put this on screen because StreamYard is cool.
Oh shit.
Is it a wine bottle opener for milk?
Sorry, I love the fact that this is no. Anyway, right, to answer the question. No. It is not. I don't think okay, here's a pretty horrible, savage thing to admit. Most of the time in my own house, especially during lockdown, I've been drinking milk straight from the jug.
You're a
Just push it in
savage,
back,
Matthew.
put it straight back in.
To
Now,
quote Megan Thee Stallion, you're a savage.
you also quote Megan Thee Stallion. Wow. No, but I was going to say it's because my wife doesn't drink milk and doesn't have tea exceptionally often. So I'm the only one drinking it.
And yet you get through like 12 pints a week.
Yeah, it's an insane amount, isn't it?
I took a picture for you guys, and it was excuse me. Usually edit that out. It was
Yeah, prepare for a lot of like voice clearing and coughing and stuff.
it was 16 pints of milk in my fridge in four huge cartons, as it were. For
Fucking hell.
I took a picture and just sent it to these guys and said, "The fuck is this?" And then they realized it was like
just absolutely mental.
and that was gone within a week and a half, and I needed more milk.
I cannot handle how much milk you drink, Matthew.
No.
If you can,
just
I
gonna
don't
mute
know if
myself from
I
the adjustment mic,
necessarily
bear
can. I'm working on. We've got some games and activities and things, and I'm quickly working on mine to bring people up to speed.
We have a couple of things planned, don't we? Yeah, it's exciting.
We do. This is a nice novelty because obviously we have this sort of setup when we
Oh,
record.
JFC is confirmed. Milk is good.
That's an endorsement.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how Michael Bay got all his money.
Milk. All about the milk.
So we recorded an episode earlier today. We won't tell you what it was. Obviously, it won't be out until mid January, maybe.
Yes, I believe so. It's episode 8. We've just finished recording.
Yeah. It's very good. And
Which comes out for you, lovely patrons. Will have that on the 8th of January. Because fun fact, we are not recording and not releasing anything on Christmas Day. So you guys, despite our weekly releases, you will get a week break from us next week to enjoy Christmas and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll be back on New Year's Day for you patrons with a very exciting pitch. Oh, Xenos is in the chat. Hello, Xenos.
What does he say? Oh, good evening. Well, good evening. Right. Rank 2.
Just the 1 week off, John. Not 2. So yeah, our episode would literally go up for you guys on Christmas Day, and we thought, yeah. I mean, I remember
no one's chomping at the bit quite that much.
One of the it was Godfather episodes, I think. One of the season finales went up on Boxing Day because I was editing that fucker on Christmas Eve, and I hated every second because that was unbelievably long, and I think that was when we were still doing 1 episode per thing before we split into the reels. I think
that's correct.
And it was a long edit. Let's have a look. It was season 2, I think.
Who'd have thought a Godfather film would be long?
So the season 2 finale, I was like, God, that was really long. It ended up being 1 hour and 27, which is short for us now. It was like
summer children.
Yeah, it was like our longest episode to date, and that we haven't hit that in a long time. We're more like 147, 205, all that kind of stuff.
We're pretty solid around the 2 hours mark, and then occasionally a bit longer.
Yeah, we'll hit 2 hours, and then obviously all you guys who are on this tier, you get the bonus content and stuff, which is usually about 45 minutes or so of outtakes and
it's crept up. Like it used to be about 10 minutes, and now it's.
See, we have a plan. Like, for example, Tim will come in with like a few different like quizzes or ideas or whatever, and then we'll also be chatting, and then we're like, oh shit, we're supposed to do the thing, and then that's 15 minutes in already, and then Tim does a 20-minute thing. So that was always fun. There's a nice comment there by Mike Salvia. You might know him as one of the executive producers. I'm still blown away by how much work y'all did this year. So much content and no shortcuts. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, we have really tried our hardest to do as much as we can and really keep the weekly content going and all that kind of stuff. So we've hit deadlines and all that kind of stuff. It's been a tough. Well, yeah, give a day or so and some technical stuff with Audition and Audacity and Patreon upload limits and all this kind of shit. But we're. Here we go. Here's a question that's going around in the chat at the moment, but for you two, does everyone have an advent calendar? And this is a question for Tim because I know what Matt does, and we'll get to you last, Matt. For the most interesting choice.
I'm still
Tim,
doing other stuff.
Do you have an advent calendar?
I don't have an advent calendar. I don't often have an advent calendar, but in the past I have done similar to what Matt does. We'll get what he does next, but I made a homemade advent calendar using a couple of booster packs of Magic the Gathering cards, and then distributed them. So I got 1 card every day, and then a bunch on Christmas Day, which I think I've still got floating around somewhere. I made like a big thing with like the plastic sleeves that you can keep the cards in as the advent calendar. But I didn't do that. That's back at my parents' house, so I didn't do that this year. And I don't tend to go for. I always find advent calendar chocolate, like, unless you pay out for the good ones.
Oh yeah. Or I have basically got, thanks to Emma's mum. Weirdly enough, I'm not much of an advent person, but I do love chocolate. Emma's mum has given Emma a one where it has like all different little bits of jewelry, like Pandora bracelet, little bits and pieces in there, and like little necklaces and stuff. And it's really nice, this little wooden like Christmas tree thing that sits on a shelf in our kitchen. And I've got a like sewn together like little thing that hangs from one of our cupboards that is like heroes. So it's like mini Mars bars, mini Milky Ways, all that kind of stuff. So I have basically got the little budget version of Matthew's gigantic, crazy one. So I've got little chocolates in mine, but better than the usual Advent chocolate, as you said, Tim. So, Matthew.
So, Matt, explain your system.
What's your your history and epic advent calendar.
Can you make me the primary camera in a second?
Mm.
To show off this is what we
Of
can
course.
do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Be prepared
Explore
for me
our
to go
functionality.
full screen with Matthew.
It's just
A very exciting dead fucking
yeah.
dead
His
fucking air.
shells.
I'll just go get it.
Here we go.
Quite, yeah. So if I, it's a screw drawer, as you can see here, for like utilities and file, little clips and accessories for when you're garage or whatever. And inside, I don't want to push that one up for tomorrow, but say you'd have like day like this, and it's all very clear and suspiciously sparse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, blah blah blah. These large ones are additional bonus ones on the 1st, 5th, 10th, 15th, 20th, and 25th. And I've decorated it all in the sort of plastic wrap you can use for covering books in Britain.
I love how this turned into a Blue Peter segment.
Here's what I prepared earlier.
And if you've got obviously, if you've got at home any shiny paper or wrapping paper, anything's fine.
Just I'll put some stickers on here.
Yeah, and they're all sorted randomly. You pull up a little drawer, and you go, oh look, it's whatever it is. You turn the little drawer around, put it inside, and look, it's Doctor Doom. I decorate all
Is
mine
each
with
one
Marvel
Doctor Doom
and
when you
DC
turn it
stickers,
in?
so you can see.
Are they
Well-
always Doctor Doom?
Yeah. So, and what I do is around Halloween time, when they're selling small versions of Mars bars and Milky Ways and all that kind of stuff, I will buy them on the cheap. And say,
Because
they're
you don't do
brilliant. So
To emphasize this, you don't do the fun size
£10.
one. You do the
Boom.
full, the big ones, right?
Yes. Like a
Actual
Mars bar.
full size Mars bars. Yeah.
Yeah, and it will just sit there. And my wife tends to put things in for me. And I get a surprise like, oh, Iron Man has given me this today. Oh, I've been summoned by Mjolnir. Oh, lovely. The best one is on Emma Jane's calendar, my wife's calendar, because she has the exact same thing, but in inverted commas. And it's one that she finds hilarious. And it's possibly discrimination. I don't know. Basically, she's shouting in the room. So basically, it came from this big sticker book of different stickers, and one is Professor X, so it's Xavier, and he's in a wheelchair with a blanket, and she goes, "Oh, look, he's got a blanket!" So every year, the second Xavier comes out, no matter what he's giving her, whether it's like a Lindt chocolate or whatever it is, it's the best day ever. So there, and also
Nice.
Doom opens calendars as he pleases.
I love comments from Ben Austin. Doom opens calendars as he
Calendars now.
pleases.
We'll be back in a second.
Okay, we'll go back to the normal view in a sec. So we just stare at Matt's spare room, basically.
Yeah.
Very exciting. We can do so, listeners. We're in like a vertical window at the moment. Let us know what you prefer, because we can also do this, which is more like a little Zoom call situation. We'll be swapping around. We've got a couple of games to play, a couple of little things to try out, and stuff like that. But let us know what kind of view you would like, and feel free to carry on posting questions in the chat. It's basically like a Q&A session. I'll just sort of ping up the comments onto the screen as we go, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, a Lego one's a really cool idea, Mike. So Mike's talking about disappointed with the Lego crop that year. We used knockoff Lego dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, I see people doing the Lego Star Wars one on Twitter. I just get quite jealous of that, because they're so nifty. Like, they make like an entire ship using like 6 pieces, but you can still look at it and go, "Oh, I know that. There's a B-wing."
I in previous years, the large boxes have been in my calendar have been used to put the little woodcut dinosaur skeletons you can get. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So it doesn't have to be chocolate every day. We can put all kinds of things in there. It just depends what we're doing and what we have access to at the time.
Nice. Yeah. So we've got a couple of questions here. Does Matt use wax on his mustache? From Mike.
I do not. I have in the past. I have used it, but I find it's just quite problematic. And the thing about beards and
You do tend to
mustaches,
just do this a lot.
you just touch it all
throughout
the
the
time
day.
anyway. Yeah, I don't really need to do much
Is
with
it
it.
the natural oily skin of an Irishman just keeps it going?
Well, to put it this way, if you do wax it and you go, oh, perfect, it's now perfectly aligned, fantastic. Fuck, that's fucked. Even though I know it's meant to be wax, it's like obviously waterproof, so you wouldn't have a problem. It still does cause issues. my beard is currently a bit all over the fucking shop because I went to the shops a little while ago, earlier today. Hence, I'm in a mad rush. I have too many things going on. And when I put up my mask, it all folds into it, so it just goes.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's chaotic. Although
I find it fascinating with blokes who have the big like Viking beards, and it's just like this little mask, and then this giant fucking beard sticking out of it.
Yeah.
A few people are saying we should go vertical. They prefer in the vertical look, so I will swap back to that. Hold on one second. There we go. More like a panel of judges or an interview is what people are saying. So yeah, slightly more intimidating, I guess.
Wait, Tim, hang on a second. This.
Are you gonna like wet willy somebody? Oh! It's getting a bit sexy. Tim, you went...
And that's what you've tuned into, listeners.
We're on Patreon and streaming to OnlyFans as well.
We'll be doing a live reading of your slash fiction.
We should say viewers at this point rather than listeners.
You should do, yeah.
I can't.
That's weird, isn't it?
I can't get around the fucking reverse camera. I am still seeding something. That'll
I
make.
don't know if I can flip your camera. Actually, no, I can't. I don't know.
No, it's all right. It's okay.
I can kick you out. That's
maybe I can stop my cam.
Kieran says Irish oil. Nice.
Irish oil. Not English.
Here comes a request from JFC. So now we have Jack on stream. Do we get to see Toothless? I don't know where she is at the moment. She did wake up when I had a nap between we recorded an episode. I had an accidental nap on the sofa, as I do now. I'm in my 30s, and I'm now exactly and now live streaming. She got up in between then and got up with me when I got up to live stream. So she's around somewhere. I will go and get her at some point and bring her on. And just
we were debating earlier whether she'd just like crash the stream, and she does occasionally walk across your desk.
Yeah. So to put it in perspective, I can spin my camera here. It's my whole laptop. So there's a metal kind of like frame next to me here with bits and pieces almost where all the recording equipment and stuff is in the boxes. Second screen off to my left here, which is the right on the screen. And she will walk along the windowsill, which is sort of halfway. So there's the windowsill there. She'll come along the blinds, and then there's a metal. Like go around. There's the metal frame there, and she'll go on that and then jump down onto my desk and go, and the whole camera goes like because she's a fat cat. And she'll usually interrupt episodes by either pissing in the hallway, which she did earlier while we were recording, and I managed to not notice it, so that's annoying. Had a lot more piss to clean up then, that's just lovely. So yeah, she's around somewhere. I'll go and get her. Later on, if we're running low on content, we need to pull out the pets and stuff.
Get the emergency pets.
So this is interesting. So Stuart's username has asked this question. Question is that still Stuart, or is it Dr. KGE taken over and just carrying on in Stuart's spirit of what do you think is the most overrated film, and why is it Fury Road? Wrong. Fury Road is a fucking masterpiece. How dare you?
We interestingly discussed earlier today. We did to hint at an upcoming episode. We were talking about a sequel to a highly acclaimed film.
Yeah, like a critically acclaimed film that is incredibly critically acclaimed.
Yeah, that neither Jack nor I had seen before, and we both watched it. And we were like, "Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's fine, good." But I don't know if I don't know. Overrated's a really hard.
It is, yeah.
Hard question to.
There's plenty of popular films I don't particularly like. Like I think the obvious answer, but I know a lot of people that don't like it, but some people still do, is Avatar. Like, there's no way that should have made that amount of money, but it's not actually beloved by many people. No. But there are some die-hard fans who fucking love it.
There's like a tiny proportion of diehards, and then everyone else has had no cultural footprint.
Yeah, and we all saw it at the cinema, so it made all the money because 3D and stuff. So it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Question from John for you, Tim. Do you have any pets?
I don't. No, I live in a shared house. I live in a shed
with all the rats and the pigeons.
Yes, but they're not pets; they're my masters. So no, I don't. But I do love all the animals. So maybe one day.
Here's an excellent question from Mike Salvia. How the hell does Avatar have a land in Disney World?
It is odd. I've watched Jenny Nicholson's video about it.
Yeah.
And it does kind of make me want to go to it just out of curiosity. I'd rather go to that than have more Avatar films.
Yeah. Actually visiting Pandora or whatever you want to, the bits of it or whatever, is way more interesting than seeing mediocre Pocahontas clones in that fucking in that world. The world itself is the most interesting part of that film.
Mm-hmm.
The characters and Mr. Charisma Vacuum himself, Sam Worthington, is just like. I like Stephen Lang. I like Stephen Lang quite a lot.
But then his
Zoe Saldana's great in it. Like Sigourney Weaver's good in it. There's some good performances and stuff, but.
Excuse me.
It'll be interesting to see what it does to push technology forward, because that seems to be what it does now. Is
if it ever gets released, James Cameron.
Yes,
it was supposed to be out now, wasn't
it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
this would have been release week in theory.
But then we started seeing the advances from Avatar, before Avatar came out, because it took so long to make that the technology started kind of dribbling out to others.
They'd already handed off the technology to some of the studios and stuff. And, got the fact that Xenos has it on DVD with a TV with proper 3D with the powered glasses.
Oh my
Remember
God.
that you had to charge the glasses with a USB thing? Fucking hell, that was a weird thing. Mike is recommending the rides as well, saying the rides are amazing.
Okay.
And he's been.
I can imagine that Disney doesn't tend to half-ass that stuff.
That's true. They know word of mouth is what sells a ride.
And they've built entire franchises from that, right? Like Pirates of the Caribbean exists because of a fucking ride.
It's true.
So Flight of the Passage said it was absolutely amazing. River Journey is beautiful. There's the other one. Always a good question from Andy. Here we go. If you could destroy Son of the Mask from existence, but would lose your favorite movie as well, would you do it?
No.
No.
Because Son of the Mask gives us great content on here as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's great content, and also it's so odd. It's awful. It's abysmal. But it's kind. I would rather have. I'd like there to be more films that are dreadfully bad than just dull, and at least it's not dull. That is the only thing that I will offer it.
I would say that my favorite film is far too instrumental and important for cinema than the Son of the Mask is detrimental to cinema. And that sounds a really, really contentious thing to say, because no, because contentiously speaking, I can say contentious. Son of the Mask is abysmal and it is awful. It's but it's not made that much of an impact. It hasn't destroyed cinema.
Yeah, it hasn't really hurt anyone, and so it just
except us.
Except us from having watched it.
Yeah.
But that's a negligible hurt.
Yeah, I mean, but it's put into actual context of things. If we lose The Godfather Part 1, we don't get.
Oh, that's an important fucking film. That's pretty fucking important.
Yeah. I can't imagine we talked about the alternative history on our previous episodes where we've done that. An alternative history with Pacino's career isn't the huge thing it is. Arguably, De Niro doesn't get picked up in the same way.
De Niro, yeah.
I mean, he's done Mean Streets. I know these people will still be good, but do they get the same prestige? Does Coppola's career continue to be? Well, he goes on to do Godfather 2 and Apocalypse Now and the conversation. But that's the point. Does he do those things still? So
does he?
Yeah, Son of the Mask is awful. Jack, the classic, absolutely most important Robin Williams movie.
Yeah.
No, that still gets made. It gets made every decade. He keeps remaking it, like Three Men and a Baby, over and over and over.
Yeah.
I've sent you guys. This is a private thing for us. So just close your eyes and ears. I've sent you guys an image in the messenger. I can do it here, probably is, because the thing is down.
Yeah, there's a private chat here.
Yes, I don't
want to share screen, but I can.
No, we can share screens.
I can share my screen when it comes to the point where I want to show you the brackets as we're updating them. But there's actually a PDF thing I can update over and over, and it's fully seeded and it's fucked.
We're doing a little. Kind of elimination tournament, basically, like anime style.
We have we
Go on,
have.
Matt. It's your idea.
Sorry, yeah, it's a thing admittedly, a lot of people have done this before. A lot of different YouTubers and things. We're not like creating the fucking tournament. However, to rank an oeuvre for a filmmaker, we've decided what would be a really nice, interesting, regular piece of content for these live streams is to go through a director's career and say, and not obviously like Takeshi Miike. How many films has he done? Oh, 200. Well, we'll be here a while. Ranking down, rather than saying, what do we think is
how many has Jack seen? 6. Yeah.
This is where it gets important because that's where you guys come in, you the viewers at home, because we will be taking. Let's say Stanley Kubrick. He has a very short amount of films, and most people have seen a fair amount of them. If we were to rank them all up, we think, well, this is clearly the best one in my opinion. Okay, and then we have to sort of, as there's 3 of us, we all get 1 vote each, and the majority vote goes through to the next round. So we end up by committee, as it were, officially confirming what is that creator's best feature.
Sure.
And we're going to open. Should we say what we're opening with this, or should I save that?
I will save that. We'll say I'll do a little reveal. I've got a little banner that will go along the bottom of the screen, and we'll reveal that. But when you do come to sharing your screen, Mike's got a few tips for you. Clear your tabs, Matthew. Delete the history.
My tab says Messenger. And
looking at you, Matt.
Bracket thing. Oh fuck! Hang on. I do have an entirely separate window full of hentai, but it's a window. I can just minimize the window.
Okay, minimize the window and you'll be fine. Everything will be fine.
Oh no, the background's hentai. Oh no.
Oh no, my hentai desktop wallpaper.
I appreciate behind me is a mess because this is this used to be the DVD room. Actually, I can probably move the Mac quite easily.
Mike giving a little hint there. Very subtle.
Mortal Kombat. That is now my DVD collection.
Oh yeah, when you consolidated it.
There's about 500 discs in each one of these cases.
Yeah, and they're all hentai.
I'm not gonna lie, one of them is, and by one I mean 4. But it's all documented, so it's all good.
So the man who knows you in real life, Jonathan Firth Clark, just pointed this out in the chat there, Matthew. Your hentai addiction is getting out of hand.
Okay. Let's be honest now, because I know we're being all a bit of fun, a bit of facetious. It's the internet. It's not an addiction, right? It's a
necessity. it's a appreciation of culture. You're a man of culture. Have you seen, Matthew and Tim, I suppose, but probably Matthew, the hentai mouse mats you can get with like the boobs and the asses and stuff?
I was in Akihabara in Tokyo, squeezing them all.
Yeah, didn't we all?
I don't own one. My mouse mat, if you'd like to know.
Any tip if anyone you buy Matt a Christmas present? And there's a little tip for you. Ah, a bit of Daredevil.
Malieve artwork.
Alex Malieve, one of my favorite comic book artists. Fantastic.
I'm also going to be drinking some Fritz Cola. It's really hard to do with the fucking reflection on my screen. We're not.
It is, yeah.
Yes, I'll be drinking some German cola. This is what this is for.
Nice.
German boys.
Good question from Mike. Coming up before we get into any games or anything. Would you do an in-season episode on your favorite directors' favorite actors, like how Tim Burton has a pool of actors he always dips into? And funny enough, we have touched on this a couple of times because we've come into contact with those directors a couple of times on the show before, and you kind of have the like, oh, you've got that director. Well, I'm going to bring Tim Burton to do my thing. Well, then Helena Bonham Carter and Johnny Depp are going to be in your film, whether you like it or not.
I'm going to make a prediction here. Very bold of me, but let's see if I know my friends or not. I think Tim's favorite director might be Richard Linklater, and therefore be an Ethan Hawke thing. I think Jack's is John Carpenter, and therefore be a Kurt Russell thing. And mine is Akira Kurosawa, therefore it's a Toshiro Mifune one. Am I even close?
Yeah, Carpenter's definitely one of my favorites.
I don't know if Linklater's one of my favorite directors. He did direct my favorite film, so
that was what I was kind of gauging that one. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Who would you say is your favorite director, Tim?
It might be Fincher.
Oh, good shout.
So hang on, who would be the Fincher one then?
Who would be?
I know
he likes.
But
he likes Brad Pitt.
I mean, he's only worked with Brad Pitt.
Benjamin Button, Fight Club, 7.
3 times a lady.
Yeah.
Three times the pit.
Yeah.
Okay, well that makes sense then.
Collaborators. Here we go. Loyalty to his performers. Collaborated with Paula Abdul 5 times, according to Wikipedia. Isn't that exciting?
Isn't that not music videos?
That's music video.
I know. I'm being facetious.
Nope, she's the new John Doe.
Obviously, Reznor and Ross. He
Yes. Yeah.
collaborates with quite a lot, but obviously that's the soundtrack stuff. That's Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, for those of you.
It's like playing cinematographer sort of thing, isn't it?
Mm.
It's like they're going to be working with them quite frequently in crew thing.
Yeah. And Carpenter's definitely up there. Funny enough, the game show we're going to be doing in a sec with you, Matt, is arguably my favourite directors. A little hint for you.
True. And the go-to, they have a lot of people they work with a lot. So
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. There's a lot of recurring themes and people throughout their career. Andrew talking about Moneyball with Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt eating in nearly every scene. That made me laugh.
speaking of which, I have something I want to eat and review.
Oh. Gingerbread Man. Lovely.
This was made
We were
for me by.
discussing gingerbread earlier.
We were.
Well, actually, this is made for me by Stuart's girlfriend.
Mrs.
Sorry.
Ashton, if you will.
Yes, I should clarify. Ashens, yeah.
Yeah. Good shout from Mike there. Guillermo del Toro brings in Ron Perlman. That is a
very
perfect
good.
combination. Yeah,
This is
definitely.
really nice.
So when I brought in Del Toro, I also brought in Perlman for my thing. Prequel thing. Yeah. I've just finished eating a Reese's peanut butter bar.
How wonderfully festive this all is.
I know. How delightful. Tim's actually the most festive one. Matt and I have at least got red t-shirts and we're wearing our Patreon t-shirts.
Red and white trim.
I'll get rid of
I'm
chat.
standard.
Patreon exclusive for us, and then the standard for Tim. Because I haven't had a chance to give Tim his t-shirt. Because spoiler alert, we get our own t-shirts when we make them. So
Yeah.
I do have the black and the red as well. And it was funny. I met Jonathan Firth Clark in real life, like round the corner from my flat, because Jonathan lives in Norwich, and he was wearing a Sequelizer t-shirt with friends who I assume have no fucking clue who we are. And I just went, "Is that a guy in a Sequelizers t-shirt?" And just shouted at him. And I was like, oh shit, hello.
I like that's the reaction you got. Oh shit. Hello.
I think it was oh shit. I might be misquoting there. I think it took him a little second to realize who it was. He heard the dulcet tones of the host of Sequelizers first. And then, oh, it's that guy.
I've been at gigs wearing a comic book t-shirt and noticed that the creator of that comic book was there and been like, I can't go say hello because I happen to be wearing the t-shirt.
I'm wearing
of
your
comic
thing.
book. I'm not stalking you, honest.
Well, that works quite well. I thought that'd be quite cool.
Yeah, I'd still do it. I think it's fair to just go up and say, hey.
Like, I've worn another band to a gig before, and one of the guys from that band was there.
Oh,
so
right.
one of the they were originally one of the support on the tour. That's when I saw Machine Head a few years ago, one of the support bands. And I really like Kvelertak, the Norwegian, Swedish. They're absolutely mad.
Sure.
And I had a Kvelertak t-shirt on, and one of the guys from Kvelertak, and he just looked at me and just gave me horns. And I was like, thumbs up, horns.
Nice.
But yeah, if you're looking for weird, like, I think it's pronounced Kvelertak. Yeah. And they're a Norwegian metal band who do like this weird combination of like pop choruses and then like Iron Maiden style guitar harmonies with like post-punk chugging riffs in the verses. It's batshit and fantastic. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. They released an album early this year that is fantastic with a new singer. And if you're into heavy metal like me, I highly recommend it. Go and check out some Norwegian metal.
Nice.
Do we want to do one of the games?
Yeah. Matt, do you want to kick off with yours?
Yeah, so I've sent you the image in the messenger.
Yep, in the group chat. Got it here.
Share that image or not, or if we should share my screen, we'll see.
If
I share my screen, we'll see what it looks like, shall we?
Sure.
Share screen.
Well, and there's the reveal for you all who we're talking about. It's the Cohen Showdown.
Open preferences. Well, this is going so well because Macs are very secure. Click to unlock the thing. Hang on. Oh, this is again. We're all new. By the time we've done a couple of times, we'll be down.
We'll be old hands at it.
Quit and reopen. Right. No, I'm not doing that because it says, hey, you want to have to quit this first. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. So I think, let me see if I can say no. Right. No. No, I can't. Maybe I can.
I probably can.
I can.
Bear with me. You can.
Boom.
Okay, cool. If I add that to the
Work.
stream.
Look
Ta-da!
at that.
Hey, there we go.
There we go. Hang on. So if I open up a new tab, is it open up?
Yep, so you
Yes.
can see your
Okay.
screen.
Big old
You
titties. Coming up.
want to get us kicked off YouTube, Matthew?
I was just checking if it was coming up. It was working fine.
Uh-huh,
Right, there we go. So unfortunately, some of these are very small, but it's been seeded correctly. This is something I pretty much learned from Tim, actually.
If you guys have got it full screen, you should be able to read that. It's basically it's a seeded list of Coen Brothers movies, right? Like, so what was your process here, Matt? Before we get into
So yeah, the correct seeding process. I think I can do that. Is that you rank the highest against the lowest and such, and there's a very specific way to do it for 18 films in this case, because it's like, oh well, 16 works fine, but 18 is a problem. So you've got in the, do you see my mouse? That doesn't do it. Oh, you can see my mouse. Up here you've got the two of the lowest ones, which, let's point out, Coen Brothers don't make bad movies except for Intolerable Cruelty. So the lowest ones are being like Burn After Reading. I'm like, really? But you can see the numbers are on there. It tells you how to seed it properly to make sure they are appropriately spaced out, and it's all very, very well done in that regard. So you're not just putting things a bit. So it's been done properly. What we're going to do, literally, we have one vote each. Obviously, we're going to go through piece by piece and just eliminate them down. Have a discussion about what we think is good and bad, and so on and so forth. And if it's one that, we should be a caveat here, I've seen all of them. Jack's seen almost all of them, and Tim's seen most of them. I believe is the best.
that was the thing we worked out.
Yeah.
So subsequently, if there's anything we're like, oh, I can't consciously vote, I don't know, I'm going to throw it to you guys, basically, see what you think. That kind of thing. So I think it'd be quite interesting. So if we're all nice and ready to start, I guess the first question is, what is your favorite and or what do you think is going to win?
My guess would be it's going to be between two because they're my two favorites. But my heart would say Big Lebowski. My head would say No Country for Old Men. Just putting that out there. I think they're two of the best films ever made. So
okay.
I adore both of those films for polar fucking opposite reasons. Which I think is why I love the Coens so much. You get so much diversity. We'll get into that.
You do.
I think either Big Lebowski or Fargo probably will win out.
Fargo's so good. Have you watched the TV show Fargo, by the way?
I've watched bits of it.
I've seen the first season.
I enjoyed what I saw. I need to go back and.
I think we talked about this in the Discord. I've seen the first two seasons, but not the third. And everyone says you need to watch it. It's all really, and it is all really good.
Yeah.
It's an astonishingly impressive thing that they've actually managed to translate it really well to television as a concept.
The fact that Noah Hawley is doing the Alien show that's planned excites me.
Incidentally, I should say, I think the one that will win will be Fargo, because it invariably always does. My personal favorite is A Serious Man. Now that's
I like A Serious Man.
I like it. I like it a lot.
It's a dark horse, I think. We're getting some votes already.
It's got a hard seed up front, so you know.
It really does. Fargo for Andrew.
Fargo for Andrew. Mike says Lebowski is his favorite. Prediction Fargo. Philip Morgan going No Country. Jonathan going Old Country. And
Old Country
Old Country for No Man. And highly recommending all the Fargo seasons from Andrew there as well. So
I like Tim has to peek over the.
Mike's asking what A Serious Man is. We'll find out. We'll discuss that in a moment, like when we get to it. So you're going to get a full rundown of the Coen Brothers filmography while we go. So
okay. So first things first. Oh, I should point out the way that seeding works is that this is probably an inaccurate way to do it. Unfortunately, but it was fast. You put the top again, like the Fargo is number 1 for a reason, and number 18 is Intolerable Cruelty. Now, we didn't base this on Rotten Tomato scores, although they might do in future. This was based on IMDb rating, which is very, very questionable at best. But the point is,
whereas Rotten Tomatoes is an absolute arbiter of taste.
Yeah.
As we know, it is unquestionable and correct. Yeah.
Multiple times over. And even today's recording from earlier this morning, I was like, wait, what? Fucking... or a confession I know about Wonder Woman. Anyway, point is, it's seeded accordingly, and it's spaced out well enough because of it. So I don't think anyone's going to go, oh, I don't know about that. So we're going to go, I guess, left and then down the right and go from there. I'm going to fill in the details as we go. So the first ones are actually the extra ones on the side to get to a 16 seed thing. Hail Caesar versus the Lady Killers. So quick question, have you guys seen both or either?
Yes, I have seen both.
I have seen neither.
Oh, interesting.
Bits of Hail Caesar.
Because interestingly, sorry, I was going to say interestingly,
I really enjoy the dance number in Hail Caesar.
That is that's fair. I was going to say interestingly, if Jack and I say, oh, it's this, Tim, who's like, I haven't seen it, but you know what? I'm not going to bother asking the people because 2 versus 1, so then it moves on nonetheless. So the fact there's 3 of us will be, it'll be good. There'll be almost no actual problem, should we say? Okay. Hail Caesar and the Lady Killers. Hail Caesar being an old Hollywood kind of look back at things about fixers and things, Josh Brolin, and the Lady Killers being a remake of a old Elstree Studios film with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, and Hail Caesar is 2016, I want to say.
I believe so.
2 years ago, and Lady Killers is early 2000, 2003, 2004. Around there.
More information will make it better visually. But
I'm gonna get their filmography up on the other tab so I can have a look.
Yes. Again, I would, but screen.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm running multiple screens at once. It's fine. I'm on it.
Jack's like an operator in the Matrix.
Cyber Ops, to quote.
I love you.
RT. Oh shit! That'll piss off Stuart. So I've been doing my rundown of best of 2020. I'm pretty much there. I just need to sit on one thing because Soul is out on Christmas Day, and I'm waiting for that because I feel that's going to fall into it. But I was doing my stuff, rundown of best director, best everything I'd usually do, the usual Oscar categories, effectively, except writing. I can just combine. I haven't put Polybius Heist in any of them, so. But that's because I forgot, and it was more important things. I can't say the things I saw in cinemas because I saw things on streaming. Fuck, I'll figure it out.
Best film starring my friends, my wife.
Best film that I'm in.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so yes, my apologies. 2004's Lady Killers versus 2016's Hail Caesar. I'll be honest with you. For me, Lady Killers is a 2 out of 5. It's great in what it is, but the original is so much better. Hail Caesar's a 2 out of 5 because it was lackluster. It could have been so much more. It was fine.
Yeah.
So I guess of the 2, which is better is Hail Caesar, which I'm going to put through, however, is Lady Killers because it's more fun.
Interesting. I am picking Hail Caesar. I don't rate Lady Killers much at all outside of Tom Hanks being
underground. That means it's over to Tim, who has seen neither. Tim?
I'm going to give it to Hail Caesar because the No Dames is so good.
You know what? That's all I need to hear. Hail
Caesar goes through. And is about to get, not to spoil anything, trounced by Fargo.
Yeah. Exclamation mark. Let's see. Does it? Oh, look at it. Look at this. It's on the screen. Oh, brilliant. Okay, well done. Okay.
Delightful.
And I should point out, we're going to do the other one, 15 and 18 as well, because they're on the other side first.
Yeah, but not reading and eat a crisp on stream. Bear with me.
That's fine.
Let's get that crunch.
What's the crisp?
That was a Pringle.
A salt and vinegar Pringle? Oh, fair.
I love that Tim can just tell by the sound. That's just by the Foley. That's a salt and vinegar Pringle.
That's it's a lime Dorito. Right. So
lime Dorito.
The best flavor of Dorito.
What?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
What? I've never even heard of this shit. Let alone.
That's because you can never find fuckers.
Yeah, they're tricky to find.
Yeah,
they're
amazing. I love them. Was it? At a party, I think we were at, and I think did I introduce them to you, Tim, or something? I can't remember now.
No, I think it was the other way around. I think I introduced them to you.
I apologize. That sounds very likely, but also
Trying to steal credits, Dogden. How dare you?
alternate universe. I apologize. Actually, yeah. If I don't think I've introduced Tim to anything other than maybe some films. Tim is just like, hey, Matt, Parks and Rec, you should watch this. I'm like, here, borrow this DVD. It's like,
Tim
all
is the
right.
man in this relationship for sure.
So,
Unless that culture is hentai.
Intolerable Cruelty is 2003, the year before Nicholas, with Catherine Zeta-Jones and George Clooney. It's weak, and Burn After Reading is surprisingly pretty good, actually. I think about privacy and things, and it's from 2008.
Tim's You Bet skill was crisp recognition by sound. There you go.
Fair. My vote out of the way is Burn After Reading. Intolerable Cruelty
Same.
is shit.
Yeah,
Easily.
same here.
Easily.
Same here.
No
Here we
competition.
go. No worries. That's good. Burn After Reading, and you are going to get trounced. Right, back to the other side. Here we go. Let's start the top left. Fargo versus Hail Caesar. Fargo,
Do we even need to
1994.
ask?
Yeah, it's Fargo.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry, 1996. I'm not going to have myself
Fun
corrected.
fact: one of my dad's absolute favorite films is in here, and one of my mum's absolute favorite films is in here as well.
And they're not the same film.
They are not the same film, but they bonded
enough.
over the Coen Brothers.
Okay. Right, next,
I
Blood
love
Simple, their
Blood
debut with Francis McDormand and John Getz. And it's up against Inside Llewyn Davis from 2013 with Oscar Isaac. I know a film that means a lot to Jack.
I think you can guess what I'm going with. Absolutely. I adore Inside Llewyn Davis. I think more than most people, I really, really like that film. Like I said, I mentioned it on the best of the year of the, like,
Best years for film.
Yeah, best. No, it wasn't best years of film. It was
Our best year
a
breakdown.
decade, one film, your
yes.
favorite film per year of the decade, or however we worded that at the time.
Yes.
It was my 2011 film of the year.
That was our segue to the weekly stuff,
Yes, it was. Yes.
which we were on the couch together. That feels like a fucking eternity ago.
Yeah.
It does. Just a little shower there from Andrew. Inside Llewyn David. Love it.
Yeah.
Inside Llewellyn David.
Llewyn David.
I
Tim,
would
what
agree
about
with Jack. Llewyn Davis is
Okay.
really
I would
good. I
agree.
really like that film.
you? Inside Llewyn Davis. I don't disagree.
It's already getting tough. I'm
Oh, it's
predicting what's
already-
coming up.
Yeah, right. Oh, cunt. Oh, cunt.
Oh,
cunt. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou 2000 with George Clooney and various others. Thing of the Odyssey, and the Hudsucker Proxy, which was the 1994 film with Tim Robbins. It's arguably underrated. I don't think it is underrated. Right out of the gate. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Absolutely. Oh, Brother, Art Thou
Yeah.
is one of my favorite films of all time.
I would say, oh yeah, Oh Brother is like when I was trying to think of my favorite Coen, like that was up there with them. So
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, we should point out the first, not that it matters, but I suppose the first person should change. So Jack was the first person on the Inside Llewyn Davis pick. I
Oh,
was the
yeah,
first
sure.
one.
We should
So
rotate.
Tim was on the next one. Yeah. So next we've got.
Fun fact, Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou is my mum's favorite film. There you go.
Oh, okay.
She has excellent taste.
True. I think my
She's a
mother's
Papa
favorite
Dan
film,
man, damn it.
I think my mum's favorite film is Sound of
What
Music,
fuck?
and my dad's is Shane. I'm not sure. I have to check
I thought you were
that.
going to say shame for a second. I was like, Jesus Christ. He loves
Yeah.
Michael Fassbender's dick, does old Mr. Stockton.
Who doesn't? You like playing golf with something? Fwap. Right.
That's a 9-9 if I've ever seen one. Am I right, lads? God, fucking hell.
We're going with the 1990 film Miller's Crossing with Gabriel Byrne against the 1987 Raising Arizona
Yeah.
with a rather sedated in a weird way Nicolas Cage in terms of how he Cage. So yeah, tricky this one. Very
Yeah,
tricky.
this is the hardest one for me so far. Who's going
Because
first?
they came out literally one after the other. Raising Arizona, came first, and then technically Tim's first up on this one.
Okay.
I find Raising Arizona a little bit overrated. So I'm going to go for Miller's Crossing.
Okay, Jack.
I'm going to go Raising Arizona. I love me some Nicolas Cage.
I actually agree with Tim.
Oh,
I love And of course, I'm sorry, Miller's Crossing's led by an Irishman, Gabriel Byrne. But obviously, no, I've got to go Miller's Crossing. It's a gangster film, the 30s. I mean, like, and John Turturro. Oh, look at your heart, please! It's just, it's more iconic to me.
It's underrated as a neo noir. I think
so.
So a lot of people sleep on that film, and it is worth checking out.
So we got one side almost done there. That's really good. And this is already a format that I'm loving the shit out of. We're going to do this all the fucking time.
Nicolas Cage is an excellent Spider-Man noir.
Top 10 Spider person.
I forgot he was into the Spider-Verse. I thought you meant, he's a spider person? Like he's made...
Is he another weird actor confirmed for Spider-Man 3 at this point?
My favorite crab people. Okay, other side. Here we go. So we have... excuse me again, I apologize. We have the 2007 No Country for Old Men versus the 2008 Burn After Reading. It's Jack up first.
Again, not to go for the obvious one, as much as I adore Burn After Reading, it's going to have to be The Old Country for No Man, I think.
Yeah.
For me. It is just an iconic and... I remember it was like powerfully bleak was the phrase that kept being used. And I was like, what? Me as a teenager at the time, I was, what the fuck are they talking about? Oh, that's what they mean. Your main character dies off screen in a hotel, like that's what you mean. Spoiler alert for No Country for Old Men.
Yeah. I was gonna say Burn After Reading, I think is really fun. Yeah, oh, guys, Burn After Reading is really fun. I enjoy it a lot. It's it's a lot of energy, really, and also good commentary on like a certain period of time, like the early 2000s in general. Just when you had this whole post 9/11 sort of paranoia, fear, and privacy, all that stuff. So that's very cool. Look at that, but yeah, No Country for Old Men. It's Cormac McCarthy being adapted perfectly. So
Cormac McCarthy is one of my favorite authors. So it's like,
Tim, for completion, what would you have picked?
I would also pick No Country, although I would like to highlight Brad Pitt's Burn After Reading performance because it's amazing.
He is immaculate in that film.
Dancing,
yeah. The when he takes the punch in the car and just is like, it's so good.
Things are not always as they appear. John Malkovich, my memoir. It's just
memoir.
That's a great film.
More films need dildo chairs. That's all I'm saying.
So next up, we have the 2010 True Grit remake against. Excuse me. Against the 2001. 2001. Thank you very much. Yeah, 2001. The Man Who Wasn't There with Billy Bob Thornton and James Gandolfini and various other people.
Scarlett Johansson, Tony Shalhoub. Yeah. Oh,
so
what a lineup!
I say a Western or a noir. It's a case of oh shit, it's me.
It is you.
I really enjoy The Man Who Wasn't There. It's fun and it's a good send off of an entire genre. And True Grit. No, let me clarify. I mean, rephrase that. But True Grit is so fucking good. It's one of those remakes that is on par with, if not better than, the original. Everyone's performance is brilliant. And it launched, in my eyes, the career of Haley Steinfeld, who is just absolutely underrated talent. Even though she's in everything, she deserves to be in everything.
I think she's going to be great as Kate Bishop.
Oh, I can't wait for her as Kate Bishop.
Yeah. So, for me, it's True Grit. Tim.
Now, I haven't seen The Man Who Wasn't There.
Ah, okay.
But I do really love True Grit. So
okay. So we'll say that Tim's is definitely a vote for.
Yeah.
But we'll see what Jack says, because if Jack's going, oh no, it's The Man Who Wasn't There, then we'd have to bounce it to the audience.
Yeah. Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not, because I love True Grit. So as much as I love Billy Bob Thornton, and I think it was one of the first performances I saw of his. That and like later on Bad Santa and a few other bits and pieces.
Everybody should be introduced to Sling Blade. I like potato chips.
But I absolutely adore True Grit. The original film is great, but I genuinely think this is one of the few remakes that is better than the original. Matt Damon is fantastic. Brolin is great. And my man, as we'll get onto very soon, the dude, Jeff Bridges, is fucking spectacular in that film.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Drax is occupied. This is gonna break my fucking heart. When this is being seeded up, I thought, oh shit. So 1998's The Big Lebowski with Jeff Bridges and various individuals it's about the 80s, isn't it, rather than 90s, if I remember correctly?
It's late 80s, I think. Yeah.
80s noir, basically.
No, it's
is it 90s? Because I know it's post.
it's just
pre-golf,
90s because it's
The beginning of the night.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
It's 1991.
I know it's not the year it's set in. Basically, it's yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Against 2009's A Serious Man, and Tim's up first, so I might not get a say in this.
I haven't got round to seeing A Serious Man, although I really want to. And I know
It's
Matt
really good.
loves it, and we talked about it in the trailers episode, and the trailer is spectacular.
I think knowing your taste, Tim, I think you would fucking love A Serious Man.
I think I would as well, but also Big Lebowski is the Big Lebowski. I think it's possibly the first Coen Brothers film I saw, and it's perfection.
I think it was the first one I saw as well. Yeah.
It was the same for me. First for me as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting a vote from Mike Salvia for Lebowski there as well.
So I will go Lebowski.
Okay.
Matt, how about you?
Okay. If I'm being sensible about this, both films to me are perfect. If I talk about the film I go back to more and more and more, and will watch over and over, and know inside out, it's both of the fuckers. I genuinely love both of them, and they're both important to me in different ways. I'm not going to lie, though. I think A Serious Man is the better film. It's just massively underrated and underappreciated.
I would agree with you there. Yeah, I think because obviously, it's 10 years later, they're making it from 98 to 2009.
Yeah.
You can tell how much of they've grown as creators and directors and things like that.
One's a really fun noir film with really silly, fun characters and amazing lines. Another one is
an incredible soundtrack.
Damn true, yeah. The other one is so structured and so layered and so intense in what it's trying to say, and also so ambiguous and ambivalent in how it's doing it that you just go, oh, you are masters of your craft. This is storytelling genius. But the problem is because it's such a good film like that, it ostracizes people who go, I don't get it. Especially because the whole thing is also Schrodinger's cat.
And it was a weird thing, like seeing A Serious Man. I'd definitely seen Michael Stuhlbarg and stuff, but not really like significantly. He's like, because he's in Doctor Strange and stuff. Like he's in stuff, but you never really think like,
actor, and especially a film actor.
Exactly. He's like one of those character actor guys who just kind of, he's there in the background, or he's got a speaking part, or whatever it is. But he is so fucking good in that film. Giving him the spotlight and the focus in that way that they chose to do is just a genius move. But Lebowski is Lebowski. And I know that's an obvious thing, and it's kind of like Lebowski. Like, yeah, but that is the film that got me into the Coen Brothers. That is, again, like I said, one of my favorite films of all. There are like 3 or 4 of these that are probably in my top 20 films of all time. Oh, Brother, Art Thou, No Country for Old Men.
It's still a film people can use as the gateway to get into the Coens.
Yeah.
It still holds up. And as they were saying, like, they've improved over like a decade or so. 20 years on, that film's still fantastic. So I do, yeah. So is your vote Lebowski?
It is, yeah. And my dad is also basically the dude. So, you know.
I've seen a picture now, so I get that. I assume the audience is going with Lebowski as well.
Yes, there's only been a couple of votes.
Does seem to be.
Andrew does say, yeah, well, that's just your opinion, man.
Yeah.
And to the surprise, if anybody on the Discord who knows Xenos, to the surprise of nobody, he's not seen any of these films. For a man who supports a film podcast on Patreon and is very active in our Discord, he's not seen many films, old Xenos. So.
I would say that is, in fact, fantastic, because while everyone comes in with their own opinions, their own perspectives, their own experiences, it's good to have, without being insulting, a blank canvas. You can go, everybody likes this. It's the best way to walk into a film world and say, everyone's talking about this, and not just like, a magazine. I mentioned this in the podcast we recorded this morning about Halliwell's and Leonard Bolton's The Guide, the old paper copy books you would buy saying these are the best films, effectively, that I have copies of. It's good to have contemporaries and peers saying, I know everyone says this, but you should probably watch this, or I think you should make time for this. So this is actually probably a really good introduction, should we say. Now I'm moving on from the horror in my heart that was that. So next we have the very recent and the Netflix exclusive, I believe, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which is an anthology piece.
And the one I haven't seen. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Against the 1991 film, the one that again really did. Well, I don't know if this did push them to fate, because obviously Miller's Crossing and Raising Arizona were, but Barton Fink with John Turturro was, I think, when people started realizing how good these people.
It was when it did really well at Cannes Film Festival, wasn't it? Like, because it won the Palme d'Or, and then everybody was like, best actor, best director. Oh my god! And then it made fuck all money. Like critically beloved, and made like $6 million.
Again, it's about old Hollywood and writing scripts and stuff. So it's about a writer. So obviously, it's going to be.
Hollywood loves Hollywood, and writers and stuff. We always talk about that.
Filmmakers are going to appreciate it, but the public and they go, whatever. So this one, I believe, is. Hang on, me, Tim, Jack's up first.
I haven't seen Buster Scruggs. From what I've heard, it's good. I will get around to watching it. I might even, because I've got some time off work for the first time in ages. Especially basically my first time since starting my new job, which is more hours than I was doing previously. So I've got some time off coming up after Christmas, where I'm going to be doing writing for the rest of the season, getting all that stuff ready. But I was going to watch some films, play some video games. So I might actually watch Buster Scruggs.
You made a promise with us. You swore Equalizer membership.
I did. I will.
Through Panda films.
I promise I will watch all three Kung Fu Panda films.
Do that. He just did it.
Are they on any streaming devices, or do I have to go the not so legal route to find them? Let's find out.
I mean, you can just borrow mine.
That's true. But in that case, I'm going Barton Fink, because I haven't seen Buster Scruggs. It seems only fair. I don't adore Barton Fink. I think it's good, but I think they've surpassed that in many ways.
I think there's some really standout moments in Buster Scruggs. Hello, Mr. Pocket, from Tom Waits. But ultimately, I don't. If I was to say, if somebody said to me, how many components make up that anthology piece, and I go like, okay, there's one with Zoe Kazdan. Yeah, she's in. Yeah, I remember that one. And you got the Prospector one, and you got the Franco one. And and the what's his face, and you go through. You end up going through this thing. You had. I don't know if I would be confident to say, and that's all of them, and they're all good and have standout moments. So by just the fact of it didn't make as much of an impression as it could and should have, it's Barton Fink for me. Tim?
Now this is one where I've seen neither of these two.
Uh-huh.
I think we should then, in that confidence, show out to the audience and see what they say.
Well, Barton Fink's already won, so.
But you haven't seen Buster Scruggs. You have very little authority on it.
Let's just see.
Okay.
I have a surge of Buster Scruggs support.
Okay, we'll check out some comments and give you guys some time, because there's obviously a bit of a delay for us and all that kind of stuff. So let's have a look at some comments, and if you want to just post the name of the film in the chat, and I'll tally them up in a sec. Here's a good question from Andrew, actually. As it's not in the tournament, because not directed by the Coen brothers, technically it's a Spielberg film. Bridge of Spies. What do you guys think of the Bridge of Spies? Have you seen Bridge of Spies? Matt, I don't need to ask. Obviously, you've seen Bridge of Spies. But Tim, have you seen Bridge of Spies?
I have not. I've heard good things, actually. It's one of the few films where my parents have seen it and I haven't.
Oh my God.
So, as they don't watch films.
But they're the key demographic for that one. I think they're after.
Yes, yeah.
People are after them.
There's a lot of Barton love in the chat.
Yeah, is it
I vote
unanimous?
Barton Fink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's
that's
pretty conclusive.
Just wanted to be
thoroughly
clear and concise.
Matt, what do you think of Bridge of Spies before we move on?
I'm just seeing if I reviewed it, because I think I did.
What is it, 2015? Yeah, 2015.
There we
I
go.
liked it. I wasn't like, people fucking love that film.
I gave it a
didn't
fairly
blame-
generous 4 out of 5. Which I thought I'd
yeah.
give it a 3 out of 5. I said there's a bigger, more interesting film in there somewhere, but what we end up with is still a high caliber, worthwhile experience. And I think that's I think it launched Mark Rylance in the same way that we talked about Michael Stuhlbarg from being a theatre exclusive to a film guy. I think his performance was especially standout, but it was good. But I think it's tense and enjoyable. It feels like it could have been more. Which again,
my main awareness of it is people praising Mark Rylance's performance.
Yeah. It's not a fucking BFG thing, fuck. So
yeah.
Wait till we get to fucking Spielberg's career. God damn. Anyway, my apologies. That's Barton Fink in and locked and secured.
I assume you mean Ready Player One's Mark Rylance, right?
Hello, I'm a bit of a guy who likes video games. If you like Atari, you might like this egg. Thank you.
We heard you like eggs, so we put an egg in your egg so you could eat eggs while you egg. Ready Player 2 coming soon.
For completionism, I'll probably get the Blu-ray at some point, but I don't have it as many. But it's like £5, and I'm like, I'll get around to it. Right.
The chat is now talking about Kung Fu Panda, by the way, and saying how great it is.
Damn right.
Yeah.
The third one trails a little bit, but it's only a little bit, in my opinion.
Even Xenos has seen the first two. I'm behind Xenos in watching this, so I need to get on that.
And some other people saying they like the third one best. So.
Third is the best from Mike Salvi. And
Shit.
shout out to Mike, because on the Discord, he did a lot of posts about Adoption Awareness Month. Here's a comment from him now. He talked about adoption in films and how different films relate to him and his experience as an adoptee himself.
That's
it was
a very good point.
Really, really interesting. I highly recommend if you can search in Discord channels. I believe it was in the films chat, if I'm correct, Mike. And you can go and search through there and find his posts. They were really, really interesting. I know Stuart and I were very regularly kind of chatting with him and talking about that. And as a person who was not adopted myself, it was really interesting to see a different perspective. And I think a perspective that is very often either completely or misconstrued in film. Like, you get the fucking Harry Potter experience. It's like, oh, he lives under a cupboard under the stairs. Oh, and his horrible auntie and uncle don't like him and all this bollocks. Whereas you get stuff like Kung Fu Panda. I'm like, Mike describes it as his favorite adoption movie ever. I'm like, what? I need to see this film. I don't even know the context of that. That's fascinating.
It's brilliant because in the first film, it's just more like okay, and it's almost like a stand given. But by the third film, it's so integral and it's so well. It's like almost like it was planned from the start, even though it, I guess, wasn't. But they're very good films. They're very good films. They're not on here though.
Hashtag NAAM, hashtag NAAM in the films channel on Discord from Mike there. So if you want to go and chuck that hashtag in the search, and you can find all of Mike's posts in there. It's been one of my highlights of the Discord channel.
It's been very interesting.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah, we've had a good time with that in a weird way. But it's always good. And I just think about, I said in an interview about one of the films I did that, I'm probably butchering my own quote here, but it was the idea that filmmaking gives me the perspective to tell you something about my life or how I see the world without ever meeting you. And alternate perspectives like that are important. It's why representation is important in all forms in cinema.
Yep.
And music and everything else in life and literature and things. But having someone personally tell you, this is my connection to this because of my experiences in life and because of things I had little to no control over, is always fascinating and always makes you go, shit, I never appreciate that. Unless you're an asshole and you go, yeah, well, whatever. I don't think it.
I can't relate to it unless the character is generic white man like me.
If it's not man with brown hair and white skin called Jack, then I don't care. I'm not. That's not me having to go at my fellow sequelizer. It's me talking about every fucking video game of the last 10 years.
I feel seen. How dare you, sir?
We're also in a bit of a shit state now because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 films, and I think there's going to be some real.
This is where the shit gets real. This is where shit gets real.
I think it's actually a clean sweep. I don't think it's too bad. Right, okay, here we go. Fargo inside Llewyn Davis, and we are starting with Jack Chambers. Put the spotlight where it hurts.
Contrarian, I'm going inside Llewyn Davis. I adore Fargo, but Inside Llewyn Davis is one of the few films that has like that special place in my heart at that time in my life. So it's way more of a kind of resonant to me in particular. I think Fargo is probably the better film and has a much more wider impact on Hollywood in general.
Sure.
But personally, it's a heart, not a head pick. I'll go Inside Llewyn Davis.
Fargo. Tim?
It does feel cruel, but Fargo, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack.
It's this like to be the serious man. It's like if I could choose what I wanted, my favorite, but that's not what we're doing here. But I know what you mean because talking about the quality of that film. Again, very few of these films, if you take away the seeding of like, oh, Lady Killers, I don't know, and tell because once you get to the point of like, what's the central 16 bracket, there aren't really bad films anymore. Anyway, so my apologies. Fargo is through.
Fargo straight through. Quick shout out to you again, Matt, from Mike, talking about your Blood of the Old Gods on the Cheeseman channel. I'll post a link in the chat in a sec to that video because it is fantastic. Maybe my favorite cheese bite. I'm just going to put that out there.
Thank you.
And then Mike found a way to relate your silly little comedy sketch to understanding and coming to terms with his own like DNA search and his heritage and stuff. So that's really, really cool.
Incredibly kind. It's one of those flattering things that you can never expect what to do with when someone says, in the same way that Trent Reznor has always said this, like someone says it means something, you're like, thank you so much. And you're always surprised and shocked. And whenever I say, so of the things I've made, what's your favorite thing? I'm always surprised what people say. I'm like, oh shit, really? Yeah. And if I go back to it, it's like, I remember that thing came out of me and Stuart Ashen having a conversation about Bloodborne, which then became a conversation about both of us doing our DNA things. My wife and I did our DNA 23andMe kind of thing, and then convinced Stuart he became fascinated with it and did it as well. And they said, imagine if it came up and it said like, Innsmouth fish. I was like, what? Mine just says West Island, and that's it, with a very small amount of Mongolian. And yeah, so basically that came up. So that from a silly little joke, from a conversation with a friend to something that's actually meaningful to someone else, that is genuinely flattering. So thank you very much. And
just posted the link in the chat for the
feel free to check it out. After we were doing what we're doing here, we got some shit to decide first.
There you go.
Ooh, old goths.
Oh yeah,
bloody old goths.
Bloody old goths.
I really like. Okay. The Crow is the best.
What if it said jackal?
My mother was a jackal. Right.
Your mother was a jackal.
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou versus Miller's Crossing. It's me first. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah.
It's a better film. It's got everything it needs in it. Miller's Crossing is fun, but fuck me, Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou is so fun. And the music's so good, and Clooney's hilarious. So yeah, Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? You guys?
Yeah, same here.
Agreed.
Clean sweep, clean sweep.
Yep. One, I did threaten to once do a. We're getting a request to zoom in on the brackets as we go, Matt. Are you able to zoom in on the PDF as we go so we can? You just got a PDF, right? You can just. Can you scroll your mouse wheel or something? Can you just zoom?
Hang on now, you little pieces of shit. Zoom in.
There we go.
Zoom in. Zoom in.
Enhance.
Zoom in.
Enhance. We're in fucking Blade Runner.
How's that? And I'll scroll to the point we need.
Yeah, that works. I can read that. Yeah.
You fucking assholes. Right, so we're now going to this bracket. I should have done this from the fucking start. We know for next time, which will be very soon rather than 9 months. So. Okay, well, the next bracket, which is No Country for Old Men, True Grit. This might be the hardest one for me. They're both westerns. Oh, fucking hell, zoom again.
No, that was before. Don't worry, we're fine. We're fine. We can read it. It's fine.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Right, okay.
Mr. Stogden, the teacher.
Tim's up first.
Oh.
To quote British politics, next slide, please.
I'm going to say True Grit in this one. I know it's a remake, but then they're both. They're both adaptations.
Just got juicy, ladies and gentlemen. Just got juicy.
Just got intense.
I didn't fall in love as much with No Country for Old Men as most people did. Whereas True Grit. Oh, goths.
Brotherly Old Cops and True Grit.
True Grit. I really liked. I found really great. So yeah, I'm gonna go for True Grit.
Okay, Jack.
To balance things out, No Country for Old Men, please.
Comes down to
Hello.
Matt.
I adore True Grit, but No Country is
I'm going to sell
immaculate.
this in the most fucking Matt way possible.
Looking up his own review.
I'm looking at my own review.
Oh, yeah, Jesus Christ. While you're doing that, we've
Yep.
got a vote for True Grit from Mike Salvia. So you're not alone, Tim. You're not just a contrarian. True Grit, the Marcus Brigstock narrated biography of David Blaine. Oh wow, that's a deep cut, Xenos. I appreciate that.
Okay. Okay. It is.
Oh, Mike says not a vote. He was just enjoying it.
True Grit. Haven't
we
seen
go.
either one. No vote.
No Country for Old Men. This is my pick. I'm just saying. No Country for Old Men. I have said sensational, slow-paced, violent neo-western from the Coens, possibly their best since Fargo. And at the time, I was going out of 10, and I've given it 9 out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
Then we go to doing it out of 5.
God.
True Grit.
True Grit is what, 3 years later? So yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that one? Yeah. Wondrous cinematic release with the confidence to tell a simple story. What the fuck was that? Like a horn in your house?
That was a car horn, yeah, near me. Yeah.
Relying solely on distinguished performances, 5 out of 5.
Oh shit!
So technically,
that
by
translates to
review
10 out
standard,
of 10,
that's a
I
10 out of 10. So the answer is, in fact, an upset.
Fucking hell!
Ooh,
No Country
controversial.
goes out in the semis.
I am very
Unbelievable.
surprised. I am
I
very
saw that one
surprised.
come. Like I said, I think that was my pick to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think if it wasn't the three of us, that might win. That would win other people's tournaments, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So that's the last of the quarterfinal is.
Mike makes the very solid argument using solid maths that 9 is bigger than 5. So technically, Matthew.
Actually, if I was to put it through a machine, it would also probably end up being a 5 out of 5 as well.
Yeah,
Or, no,
you'd round,
it
you'd
would be
round
a
up.
4.5 out of 5. So technically, it's still True Grit.
Yeah.
And again, the one I've seen more frequently, more often is True Grit rather than No Country for Old Men.
Really, I've seen No Country more than True Grit. I think.
I prefer it. I think it's a more and that's like, but I mean, my wife always brings this up. My wife, her favorite film is Requiem for a Dream. She loves Aronofsky.
Oh God,
that'd be another one to do on here. We can do that on some point.
Definitely. Aronofsky's cool. Oh yeah, I need to watch Noah still. So yeah,
yes,
yeah,
we do.
That.
But,
another one to the Christmas list.
Oh,
that's Christmassy, right? It's biblical. Yeah, it's fine.
Drunken, naked Russell Crowe on a beach. Okay. That's just
the spirit of Christmas. Yes,
I think this is Jack first, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, Lebowski versus Fink.
I feel like this is a clean sweep one, isn't it?
It's Lebowski, right? It has to be. There's no, like I said, I like Barton Fink, but
yeah,
Lebowski's on another level. Lebowski is an all-time great.
My vote is the same, Tim.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, that one felt like it was going to be a fairly
the Biff Lebowski.
Hang on, let's just sit right. Big old titties. Okay. This brings us to zooming out. Lebowski, I'm watching you.
I'm watching you, Lebowski.
Far out, man. Okay, right. So, oh my God. Okay, first things first. Fargo, oh brother, where art thou? And it's me up first.
Okay. You didn't review Fargo, so or you wouldn't have done in what you'd have been.
I didn't review either. Yeah,
12?
I didn't review either. I was
you'd have been 16. Yeah. Andrew's calling. Stop the count.
Oh my God!
It's tough on Matthew.
Where art thou?
Oh,
brother, where art thou? There's more going on.
It's juicy. I love this.
In the earlier, the fact it's such an early example of like the color grading where you turn all the trees to the golden hue. That it's an adaptation of like the Odyssey, and they're such a clever way. It's amazing, memorable performances. Fargo is fantastic. But fuck me over. It's Oh Brother Where Art Thou for me. Tim, over to you.
It is really hard because
This
I
is
love
a great format.
I thought True Grit and No Country was the hardest. This is the hardest.
And I was like, oh, John Goodman's so good in Oh Brother Where Art Thou, but then I was like, William H
Steve
Macy
Buscemi.
in Fargo. And it's
William
like,
H Macy is so good.
and like,
Well, again, to clarify, we recommend almost all of these films universal across the board.
Yeah.
Have yourself a marathon.
I'm gonna go for Fargo because I think Fargo has more heart than Oh Brother at the end of the day, and I think
Interesting.
that
Even though it inspired a woman to go out and get lost in the cold and die. How
Yeah.
dare you?
and I think that
Starring Rinko Kikuchi.
God, what's her name? The main character.
Frances McDormand.
Frances McDormand's character.
That's
what
it.
is
Yeah, Frances McDormand's character.
what is Officer
I think-
what's his name?
Yeah,
I love
think
that it's
she's
the case of just deferring
Marge.
to Jack.
Marge Gunderson.
Marge Gunderson,
yeah.
I think she's a better character than she's a more rounded character than George Clooney in Oh Brother.
Interesting.
He's more of just this kind of hyperactive sketch.
He's a Dapper Dan man, damn it.
He's a Dapper Dan man.
We also have like John Carroll Lynch as her husband, and John Carroll Lynch in any film
Oh,
is like
he's so good.
Yeah.
that's an underrated man right there.
Then it's all these like character actors you forget, and then like, God damn, he's so good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fucking Peter
Peter
Stormare.
Stormare and
Stormare's
Steve Buscemi.
fantastic.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. Yeah, okay,
So
Jack.
Jack,
Your
Hello.
brother now,
you.
bitch.
It's really interesting you say that, Tim, that Fargo has more heart than Oh Brother, because I would swap it exactly. Yeah. And for that reason, I'm going Oh Brother Where Art Thou? No Country and Fargo have been eliminated. This
Such
is
a fair-
mental.
I don't mind that as a decision because I do genuinely love Oh Brother as well. Like
I gotta
Yeah.
say it. I'm gonna keep saying it. This is the best idea we've had since like Good Crow, Bad Crow. The fact is that this has been so. It's like the fucking Oscars for us. But this is quite tense. Okay, so that was me first, I believe. So it's Tim first on True Grit versus Big Lebowski.
Oh man, it's the bridge off.
We're doing this each time, like whoa.
People are not happy with eliminating Fargo.
I mean, we gave our reasons, and also sequelizers logic, and there are three of us. We'll take you in a fight.
We're losing money as we speak.
Whatever.
We'll
gain more money in time.
Also, Mike is like, this is a great idea for a stream.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can thank Matt for this. We might not even end up doing. We had other things planned, but we're nearly an hour and a half already, so this might be all we do.
I'm gonna go for
That's like
Lebowski.
5 minutes. Lebowski. Okay.
Lebowski. I won't string out my thinking because it was more of a gut decision.
Okay.
That's fair. Jack, are you
Same.
cleaning it or you?
Lebowski.
Right.
Lebowski. Through. It's done.
I just for completionism, I think I would have done the same thing. If I think about the Jeff Bridges performances, Big Lebowski is fucking
The Big Lebowski.
I started typing and thought, hey man, everyone can see you. My anxiety went. I actually, it's Jack up first in the final. Oh brother, where art thou? The Big Lebowski.
Fuck. Oh no. Xenos always says, we've got other plans. We can just reuse them for future streams. That is very true.
Always
can
true.
do that.
We always want to do more of these. That's good. The Man of Constant Sorrow versus the man who hates the Eagles.
Yeah. My dad frequently came down the stairs doing the little Jeff Bridges.
Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, the Kenny Rogers. Man of Constant Sorrow is one of my favorite songs of all time, for the record as well. I think Dan Tominski, who is the actual guy who sings and plays guitar on that track, he's oh bloody hell, she's one of the sirens in Her Brother Art Thou as well. Alison Krauss. He's Alison Krauss's guitarist, and went off and had like his own country career and stuff. And usually I fucking hate country, but that song is a banger, and one of the few songs I can like play on guitar and sing at the same time. Because usually I'm a bass player, but I can get an acoustic guitar out and play that song all the way through and sing along to it and stuff. And yeah. Ah, fuck. It's my mum versus my dad.
Oh, you.
Oh no! It's like the opposite of picking your children. It's picking your parents.
Clip this and send it to them.
Yeah.
Which one does
On Christmas Day.
So what's this podcasting thing you've been doing? Like, so I had to choose
which one of you I love
more. Oh God. See, I honestly have no idea what you two. I can't pick strategically because I don't know.
Well, hang on. We can all discuss it, then we can vote afterwards. How about that? Because it's fun.
Okay. Yeah. There's some votes in the chat. Now Fargo's gone. It has to be Lebowski.
I'll tell you how I'm going to vote. Because again, to get here, you have to be a fantastic movie. Obviously, they're all good films. They're all at this point 5 out of 5, as we've established, not 9 out of 10. However, I'm now at the point where I'm like, what film would I give to the uninitiated Coen brothers?
Yeah, but you're adding X. This is which one do I prefer? As how I look at it, like which one do I prefer?
Which is your favorite, not which is better?
Yeah.
Oh,
I voted, like I said. Well, it depends. Not necessarily, but I voted with my heart, like I said, with Inside Llewyn Davis earlier.
Yeah,
so
my logic is which is the better movie, which is better crafting, which is the better writing, acting, etc., etc.
The votes are coming in for the dude. By the way,
I can see that. So if there's a tie, that'll be fine.
Yeah,
it won't be because we've seen them both. But we appreciate what you're doing, everybody. And also in the case of like what, and as I said, The Big Lebowski was my personal introduction to them. But then in theory, when I was introducing people to the Coens in the early 2000s, saying, "Oh, I've seen this great film by these people," I didn't say The Big Lebowski. I said, "Go watch Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" Interesting.
And Mike understands why you like Lebowski because he goes and drinks milk.
I used to drink White Russians because they're Lebowski.
No shit. It's the milkiest drink ever milked.
Yeah, I don't have a rug that ties the room together, but got the Phil Johnson Lebowski. Got another Peter Stormare. John Goodman. Okay, here's a question. John Goodman is obviously it's like getting into certain actors. Like how
he's in both, isn't he? Yeah, of course.
He's better in Big Lebowski because Walt's "Make it fucking zero, Smokey." It's better than him just being the Cyclops.
I'm the one who gives a shit about the rules.
Yeah,
so good.
But then John Turturro in "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou," along with things like and
John Turturro is also the Jesus in.
That's true. Yeah, he's probably more memorable.
The best version of Hotel California. Just put that out there because I fucking hate the Equals, man.
And Tim Blake Nelson is fantastic in there. Oh, it's just okay. Well, that's my thinking. It's a problem.
Seek the treasure.
Not seek the treasure.
We thought you was a toad.
Yes.
Did you know Tim Blake Nelson's the only one who actually has his singing voice in the film of the three of them? Yeah, he can actually sing and dance. I'm in the Bale House now is actually Tim Blake Nelson.
That's right. Yeah.
Whereas, as I said, Tominski is Clooney's singing voice, and I can't remember who dubbed Turturro, but he might do backing vocals and stuff. But
they're fake beards that they wear in the finale. Yes. Always remind me of Alex Winter at the end of Bogus Journey. When they come back having like learned how to play guitar finally.
This little Bill, this little Ted, and they got that big old ZZ Top beard. Yeah. Tim, what's your initial opinion going into not on a pick, but what are your thoughts? Because the dude who plays the Lebowski, Charles, is Charles Durning? Because he's Pappy O'Daniel. I don't think he's in Lebowski.
Of course he is. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. God, there's a lot of crossover in these two films, isn't there?
Yeah.
Just like
it's David Huddleston who plays.
Yeah, I was going to say, but I don't think he's in the best. But he's very similar to. But anyway, not the point. Sorry. So yeah, what is your thinking, Tim? How many ones got Philip Seymour Hoffman?
I'm leaning Lebowski.
Philip Seymour Hoffman's so good.
He's so
so good.
I was
just
the best.
So you're leaning Lebowski.
Every character in The Big Lebowski is so indelible. So each one is like
Tara Reid. Fuck Tara Reid. Sam
they're all
Elliott's
these-
in it. Oh, he's so good.
They're all these
Oh,
perfect
man.
comic creations.
Mm-hmm.
Like just like the fact that you can take someone just like Brant as this really
Yeah.
small role, and he's so perfect.
He's wonderfully
And-
cringe.
Like fucking Donnie, like the tragedy of Donnie.
Oh, tragedy of Donnie.
He hasn't been
um,
shot. He's had a heart attack. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers as an
Yeah.
nihilist.
Amy Mann as the nihilist who gets her toe cut off.
We
Oh
haven't
my
talked
God.
about
You want a toe, man? I can get you a toe.
I'm going to talk about that. Yeah, put pain on it. We haven't talked about Julianne Moore and her
Yeah.
thorough doctor.
Tara.
Very thorough. As
What
Maud.
did Tara Reid do? Mike? Lots of terrible films. That's what she did.
Yeah, she's not. We don't know that she's a bad person, but she's
No,
a bad
no.
actress.
She's just in a load of shit films.
We should
And
be careful when we say someone's a bad person, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
are there Tara Reid stands? Is that a thing?
probably, but
Sure-
they're probably
surely
really grubby
not.
guys. I was going
Oh,
to say,
yeah.
I
I do wank
think,
over Sharknado.
I think this is actually through conversation and debate. I think this is going to be a clean sweep.
Yeah, I think it kind of has to be. And this is, as we just mentioned, this is a great point from Mike here. Lebowski's had the most pop culture impact out of the whole tournament.
Mhm.
I think that's unquestionable. I think that's,
Yeah.
That's just facts
So-
right there.
Even though Oh Brother Where Art Thou basically revived a whole music genre.
Yeah.
Shut up, Tim! Helping us. Yeah. So just to clarify, as it's Jack first.
It is.
Vote Jack. Make it official.
Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski.
Lebowski.
Yeah,
There you go.
There
The
we
winner.
go. The first winner.
I don't think
And,
that's necessarily that controversial.
We know the
We
people who do like Tara Reid.
interesting choices along the way.
Yeah,
People who
but
do
how
like
we
Tara
got
Reid
there-
are American Pie fans, it turns out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could have predicted that. To be honest, I don't know. Well, obviously didn't because I fucking picked Fargo.
Yeah.
That is very interesting.
I said I
will
thought it was going to be
stop
Lebowski
sharing
or
my screen.
what do you call it? We'll go back to the. There we go.
Hmm.
I thought it was going to be Lebowski or No Country, and as soon as No Country went out, I was like, "Oh shit!" And then Fargo went out, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, that was
Okay.
very. But the thing,
Yeah.
that's where the conversation comes in. It's like people say, like, if I just showed you the image, and people
Mm.
say, "That's weird. How did you get there?" And what? And they see the video accompaniment and say, "Oh, they actually discussed this. We had some qualms and had difficulty, figuring it out."
Lebowski for the win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so
that was
what-
tough. That was tough. That was a lot more intense than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Literally had me like head in my hands. Oh no!
Yeah. Coen Brothers. I'm just saving the file so we can upload it.
But yeah, for those of you who haven't seen, like people like Xenos and other people who haven't seen a lot of the Coen Brothers films, basically recommend anything on that list. Just go and Google their filmography, basically, and you've got some of my absolute favorite films of all time. And they're one of those things, and we do talk about this sometimes on the show. And as Tim mentioned, episode coming up is one of the
Yes.
considered like perfect movies that we've talked about. We talked about on The Godfather. You know, a lot of people think Godfather 1 and 2 are like immaculate, perfect movies and all this kind of stuff. Stoggs is one of them. And I think a lot of the Coen Brothers films are essentially perfect for what they achieve, exactly what they aim to achieve.
Mm.
And
They're also quite
She's-
disparate in what they are. They're not just the same film over and over and over. They're
I think, yeah, it's
And they've
often one of those
proven to me.
questions of like, you have to think like, who, like, if you had to only watch a director's filmography for the rest of your life, kind of thing, you can pick a really director you really like, but you end up with a lot of the same shit over and over again. For example, you end up, oh, this guy does a lot of like we're saying, like noir or superhero movies or whatever it is. With the Coen Brothers, you have a bit of everything. You've got noir, and you've got like weird. I don't even know what a serious man is. Like black comedy, existential, yeah,
Dread comedy.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You could jump out the gate and say, "Oh, I choose Chris Nolan," and you're like, Nolan kind of sort of makes the same film over and over. And I'm not going into the detail yet, but the idea that, yes, Dunkirk's a war film and Inception is a kind of a heist film. You're like, yeah. But if you were to watch just those films, there's not a lot of variety between them. I think the most outrageous would be like saying Memento and Batman Begins in terms of like, these are different things. But once you get into the era of Inception, Tenet, Dunkirk, they all have a very similar big
And they're all
epic scale.
about serious-minded men doing serious things that often involve
Yeah.
explosions.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's only when you see that things in that proximity you see the patterns. We should point out, by the way, this will be a regular feature, hopefully, of these different live streams. It will be a lot of interesting conversations. We have a long list of people like Del Toro and Kubrick, other people we'd like to talk about. But if you do have any suggestions, like, oh, I really think you should watch this, or go through this, we'd be happy to add it to the
Please
list.
do. Yeah.
And we'd like to make this a regular thing. So
Yeah.
whip through.
And I
Yeah,
think for the most part, I think we're going to do it by directors. But maybe people have got other interesting ideas for ones they'd like us to do. So
We could do genres or actors or whatever, but it's like
we'd have to do like the highest rated that we've seen and that sort of stuff, and so it'd be tricky. But yeah,
myself is straight in there. Burton,
interesting.
that'd be really interesting. Yeah.
Snyder, fuck off.
Hang on, let me do a quick guess. Burton, I would say for me would be Edward Scissorhands, probably. No, Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow. Fuck you, Sleepy Hollow. Because he didn't direct Night Before Christmas.
Here's one for you, Matt. Do it by composer.
That's good, but also
Jerry Goldsmith.
yeah, it's like here we go, and like 200 films. So you have to go to highest rated, as it were. Highest.
Pick your favorite John Williams film. Good fucking luck.
With the Snyder, it'd be Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yep, same.
And what was the other one that came up in it ago? I thought there was another director appearing just now.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage as director, directing himself in the bathroom. By the way, I should point out that's what's interesting about this format, in my opinion. That we all said, "Oh yeah, we think Fargo, No Country for Old Men." No, we were so wrong. We were so wrong. We didn't even get the fucking final two.
What's
And
my
it was
favorite
us
Tim
guessing.
Burton film? That's a good question.
But yes, by the way, if you have a couple of friends and a Zoom chat over Christmas or something, and so you want to do something similar, and you have our little thing,
Don't even
Go
need
for
to
it.
do films. If your family are into video
if you
games,
like sports, you could do it with sports.
rate all
I don't know,
sports
some
against
kind of
each other.
elimination tournament in sports. That doesn't sound like it would be popular.
It's far fetched, but we're thinking about the future.
Sounds a bit too much like anime to me.
Tournament arc.
Tournament arc.
Goku wins.
Just looking at Tim Burton's filmography here, I don't like most of his films.
Tim Burton is
Alice in Wonderland, bad.
Bad.
Planet of the Apes, bad. What else we got here? Sleepy Hollow's good. Mars Attacks, Mars Attacks is weird.
Fine.
I like Big Fish.
Big Fish is an interesting one, yeah.
Sweeney Todd, I'm all right, thanks. I've never seen.
I like Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd's good. I like Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, I think it's fine. We're doing sport equalizers now. by the way. Biscuits. We could rate biscuits.
Bourbon. We're done.
Fuck off, Matthew. You can fuck right
Probably
off.
even more contentious than Coen Brothers.
I think I agree with Andrew that Batman Returns is probably my favorite.
It's a good Christmas film.
I'm getting booed as well because I don't like Tim Burton, I guess.
I guess that's probably what it is.
Sports movies would be a good interseason episode. That's not a bad shout.
That's on the list already, I think.
Yeah. Because the weird thing, I think, Tim, you talked about this before, where you're not a sports guy, but sports films are so fascinating because it takes the interesting bits and narratives and the concept of sports and filters it down into a thing that is actually digestible.
Exactly.
And not, you have to watch an entire 400-hour season of football to hear this thing, whereas you just get the little clip. I couldn't give less of a fuck about baseball, but Moneyball, great film.
Yeah. Plus it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Like sports go on. It's like that Mitchell and Webb sketch where they're like, "There will always be more football." It's like, yeah, it's very hard to get. You have to immerse yourself in it to get used to it. And I spent all of that time immersing myself in comics. I haven't got more brain space.
Same. The only sport, Mighty Ducks obviously wins. the best film.
Best sports film.
As you know, the sports, quote unquote sports that I follow is pro wrestling, and the actual sports that I follow are like MMA and boxing and stuff. But I'm not a team sports guy at all. I've been to a couple of football games when I was a kid because my dad took me to them, and I've never been back since. I know almost nothing about basketball, baseball, etc., etc.
I'm just waiting for baseball to start back up again.
Oh yeah, you and your baseball, Tim.
Been on hiatus for a while.
Would you like to know, out of curiosity, what the highest rated, arguably highest rated sports film is on Rotten Tomatoes?
Ooh.
Chariots Fire.
No, I'll give you the top 3, and you're wrong with that one.
Moneyball?
Go on then.
Oh, hang on. We should clarify. This is the list by Rotten Tomatoes. It's not them breaking it down by percentage. So it's not just percentage.
Fucking hell. Okay. I have no idea.
It's a very weird one, if you ask me. But okay, fine.
It's just some editor just picking his favorite sports films. Then
yeah, because the third one is Ford versus Ferrari.
Fuck off.
Well, hang on. It's a good film. It's got 92%, but it's not top 3. The second one is Creed, and I'm like, no. I mean,
do love Creed.
Fantastic, but it exists in a world where Rocky is examined, and Rocky is the best sports film in my opinion. And the top one there is The Wrestler, the Aronofsky film, The Wrestler. Now that's a very interesting choice.
Fascinating.
As the wrestling aficionado in these parts, I would hasten to add that wrestling is not a sport.
Yeah, it's
as much as we would like it to be.
No, it's
and I hate that it feels dirty saying this because I'm kind of anti WWE at this point in my adulthood because of plenty of reasons. It is sports entertainment. It's like you don't consider choreographed fights on a film set to be fights. You know, that's not the same as UFC or whatever. I fucking love The Wrestler, for the record. I absolutely
I really
love that film. It's not a sports film.
The top 10 according to Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see if I can get this covered. I'm sorry for this sidetrack this so much. From the 100%ers. National Velvet, 1944. It's obviously
Talladega Nights, shout out there.
Taylor movie about it's Elizabeth Taylor and Mickey Rooney.
It's an athletic film, not a sport movie. There you go. Thank you, Mike.
I would argue if The Wrestler is a sports film, then so is Black Swan.
I would agree.
Interestingly, it's very. This is based on the percentages. So, 100% National Velvet, as I say, it's an Elizabeth Taylor, Mickey Rooney film about the Grand National, or something like that. Sort of like, and that's interesting. And again, that's like horse racing is a sport. I guess that makes sense. Sure. From 1944. Then you have The Wrestler, 98%. It's like, oh shit, that's up there. That's it. 3 is The Hustler, 1961. Paul Newman, 1961. Again, pool. Is pool a sport? It's a pastime.
It's a game.
Yeah. And then you get to 1988's Bull Durham with
People fucking love Bull Durham.
Yeah. And then see, it's interesting because you know what isn't appearing here? Raging fucking Bull.
Really?
One of the best films of all fucking time. Moneyball
is definitely a sports film because it's fucking boxing.
Raging Bull is only 94%.
What? I mean,
Every
again,
day
we recently talked about very highly rated films for an upcoming episode, but 94. Who gave? And again, I always speculate this: like less than 60% is a negative review. Who gave Raging Bull less than 60%?
Sylvester Stallone. He was bitter.
Madness.
No, so we sidetracked things there, but yes.
If there's an Oscar for the Best Picture winner, what would win?
Sorry, the Best Picture winner's winner.
I assume it's an elimination tournament on all the Best Picture winners ever.
Sorry, I see what you mean.
And then, but it would be like off the scale huge. And what, 82nd, 86, whatever it is?
Yeah, that'd be obviously 8 of them, yeah.
Yeah. Good. Oh, if the Wrestler isn't a sports movie, then neither is Moneyball.
That's fair. Moneyball's about the actual sport. It's about people who are...
It's about sports management.
Yeah. It's like
it features a sport, and The Wrestler does not. So...
yeah, that's fair.
Wrestling is not a sport as much as my favorite promotion, New Japan Pro Wrestling, would try and tell you with their slogan, "The King of Sports." But they're not.
That's bowling.
Goddamn right, dude.
It's the Big Lebowski sports movie.
Right on, dude.
I think, by the way, just to answer the previous question, of the best pictures winners chicken dinners, it's The Godfather 19. Yeah, it's The Godfather.
We've got our biscuit.
Let me just check.
Out here,
I don't see Bourbon there.
And Xenos, I think you'll find he's doing more, but we'll get to that in a second. A Jaffa cake, my friend, is a cake, not a biscuit. There was a whole legal case about this.
It's to do with what happens when it goes moldy.
You are it's when it goes stale, actually.
Stale,
It's
moldy,
whether it goes hard or soft, depending on when it goes stale. It is not a biscuit, so you're not allowed to have Jaffa cake in your brackets, I'm afraid. Good sir. And penguins and malted milks, rich tea versus bourbon. Bourbon blows rich tea out of the fucking water. We'll get on to this at some point.
We'll do this in the Discord. We'll do it in the Discord properly, yeah.
And this is Richard Osman's selection, apparently, in his World Cup of Everything book.
Yeah. What's the next? What's our little game lineup next? What are we doing next?
Do we want to do one more and then?
Yeah.
Just with things planned. So I'm curious to know.
Tim,
listeners, are you all enjoying this stream? Is it okay? Because this is how we do. By the way, this is how we do the outtakes. We just chat and shit. So it's
yeah.
The only difference is because to sort of save my bandwidth and everything going mental, I don't have the YouTube chat on screen, so I can't see all the comments. So I'm not ignoring anybody. But Jack's on that shit. He's telling us.
I'm on it. I'm
He's
hosting.
on it. He's doing a good job. He's doing a good job. But if they all start saying no, it's shit. Fucking Fargo. Fuck you.
So Tim, do you want to do a couple of rounds of yours and we'll wrap up?
Yeah, no problem.
I can always save my. Here's a little teaser. I've got a game that is a physical card game. Movie Mayhem.
Did we do some of it in one of the outtakes?
We did some of the outtakes. Yeah. The Damien outtakes. I want to say.
I was going to say the no, tell them. The upcoming episodes. Yeah, it's what Damien, wasn't it? Yeah. All right, what's up, Tim?
So okay.
Sorry, before we go, that is the best comment. This biscuit one looks like an AI made these things up. And we can confirm they are in fact all real, Mike.
Yeah.
As a bunch of Brits in this chat, I'm afraid.
Sorry for that.
Bourbons and rich teas and pink wafers and chocolate fingers and digestives and Garibaldi's and Tunnix wafers.
I have a question.
They're all real. Wagon wheel is not a bit.
There is a camp, a left and a right camp here. Do you pronounce it Garibaldi or Garibaldi?
I say Garibaldi.
Jack?
I've never consciously thought about it. I think I say Garibaldi.
That means it's up to me to decide which is correct. Okay. By the laws of our brackets, I'd say Garibaldi, even though it's Garibaldi, but also I say karaoke, even though it's karaoke. So I'm doing it wrong. But Garibaldi, I believe, is correct with a gara, like Andrew's point out there. Garibaldi, yeah.
We're getting Garibaldi across the board.
Yeah, but again, I think that's just classically British people pronouncing a word wrong. Like the classic forte, and it's like forte is not how it's pronounced.
Gara, emphasis on the third syllable. Garibaldi.
Garibaldi.
No, that's the fourth syllable.
Anyway, Tim,
my game, right? So,
Tim, have you had
yeah,
since we last this morning.
I did it
a
lot shorter than I meant to. So I think the back.
You look like you're in the military.
Yeah,
it's quite
the
interesting.
back is probably.
It suits you. It's just more the fact that you cut it yourself.
Yeah.
As somebody who used to cut I still cut my hair myself, obviously. But when I had hair, I cut myself
pretty
as well.
straightforward.
It is now. I actually really love being bald.
Isn't Garibaldi a Doctor Who? Oh wait, that's Capaldi.
Probably. Fucking hate Doctor Who. Tim, what's your game?
Okay, so my game will be familiar to people who have listened to the Doug Loves Movies podcast, which I believe is still going.
Loves Movies.
Which I used to listen to religiously, and then got a job where I couldn't listen to podcasts while I was doing it, and so my podcast listening got narrowed down considerably.
Tim's job was being a safe cracker, and he was like, "Hang on, I'm supposed to listen to safe, but damn, this is so interesting."
So this is known as the Leonard Maltin game, but sadly I don't have. Somewhere I have an old Leonard Maltin guide. I don't have a current one if they're still making them. So I've had to tweak slightly how it's done. But the basic rule of it is that I will give you some categories and some clues towards a movie. And then you will have to bid. Hang on, Matt's disappeared.
What is Matt doing? What are you doing, Matthew?
There we
Hey!
go.
Matt owns copies of things.
Yeah.
No cheating.
So yes,
That'd be
so
hard to press.
you'll get clues towards a movie, and then you will have to guess, starting from the bottom of the cast list, how many names, or you will have to bid how many names you need in order to identify the movie.
This thing doesn't want to focus.
Yeah. So you can, if you think with just the clues and without any cast members, you can bid 0. In which case you get no names and you just have to guess. You can even go into negative, in which case you have to start at the top of the cast list and list the cast as I have them ordered here on my list.
Which is the hardest. That's so fucking
That's
ridiculous.
that's the hardest part. But if it's one of those things where, as we do it, people will pick up how it works. So Jack, we will start with you.
Oh, good.
You get choice of 3 categories. The categories are rather cryptic. Once you've picked a category, you'll get a choice of 3 years within that category, and then you'll get some more clues.
The categories are paint, verbatim, and rhombus. It's like, what?
So your categories to choose from are
Rhombus, please.
Octopussy,
Oh.
Dr. No, or Skyfall.
Very clever, Tim. Very clever.
I don't know.
Can I go for Octopussy, please?
Octopussy.
So
So
films
these,
featuring octopods.
no, these are films featuring actresses in their 80s.
You done fucked it, son.
Would you like a film starring? So it's the films where at the point of filming the actress was in their 80s. Would you like from 2011, 2018, or 2019?
Oh, fucking hell. 2018, please, Tim.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, just if anyone wants to know, this book, on my particular copy, was published in 2005. Couldn't cheat if I wanted to.
Yeah. So this was the first MGM animated movie since Igor was released in 2008.
Didn't know Igor existed, so cool.
I don't mind, it's all right.
According to Mike McCahill, writing for The Guardian, after 2 films, this still looks and feels like a franchise driven more by commercial calculation than creative inspiration.
Right.
What was the year again?
2018.
I know I'm not in it, but I'm curious.
So,
MGM animated films.
I think I know it.
What?
so the cast list has 14 names. So that's your maximum bid. Bidding starts with Jack. And obviously, people in the chat try not to spoil, because obviously some of you might guess it. Some of you might already know it.
I'm glad it's spoiled for me. Igor was terrible. There you go.
It had moments.
I can turn off the chat for me, so I can play this.
It's a weaker version of Hotel Transylvania. If you turn off the chat, we
That
won't
makes sense.
chat either.
No, as in I can just scroll my thing to like private chat, which is just
yes. My apologies.
I'll
Yes.
just open the thing. Xenos is learning what I just learned. MGM do animated films.
Most studios do.
Yeah.
Internet
right,
patrons. This isn't true for the. This isn't going to be relevant to the people when it goes on the YouTube public thing, but for the Patreon, we do have a Patreon exclusive. No, it was an outtakes. One of the outtakes, we got sidetracked and talked about all the major studios and which one we like the logos of the best.
Oh yeah, we did. The intro sting, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Sorry, yes.
So 14 is your maximum.
Maximum 14 MGM animated film 2018 with a female actress in her 80s in this film. I will go 3 names, please. I'll start low.
Okay. So Matt, you've got to go 2 or lower.
2 or lower.
I don't think I have a choice, so I'm just going to play it strategically against Matt.
Clarifying here, just out of curiosity.
Straight in with the
What? So Jack has bid 3,
Yes,
and therefore he will get 3 from the bottom.
correct.
Yes.
If I want to be a bold prick and eliminate myself by just guessing it, can I do that?
You can guess. You can pick
You
zero.
get 0.
And then if Jack wants to go even more than that, he has to go into negatives and start naming people from the top.
He names
of the
it,
cast
okay.
list.
You know, the top of the cast list. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Then
Just
I'm going
like
to
a
go.
whole other thing.
I'm going to be bold just because it's the first one.
Oh God!
I'm going to go 0.
Okay, Jack.
Fucking hell!
If I fuck
You can-
this, does Jack get a point, or do we?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, then that could be hubris. Could be your friend here.
Yeah.
See, Tim gave me a word of advice coming into this.
Oh, you fucks!
That was
Don't
let
trust
Matt
Matt.
beat himself.
Yes.
I don't stand a chance against Matt, as we know. His encyclopedic knowledge of I've seen every film since I've been born, plus a load of the other ones before I was born, is incomparable to my lack of film knowledge.
It's
But
using
this
things
this
against me now.
sounds like it might have been a piece of shit.
If it's the thing I'm thinking of, it was.
Okay, I hate that you have an idea already because I have no fucking clue.
I could be
I
horribly
didn't
wrong,
know
but
MGM did animated movies until about 5 minutes ago.
Well, I feel like MGM sourced this out to somebody else. That's why I'm worried, and
Oh, interesting.
I'm really like, I could be fucking myself here.
I have absolutely no idea.
If you are not happy to start guessing,
It
names,
goes to you and you guess, basically.
Yes.
Or I can guess negative names and try and force you to then name negative. So if I, for example, I'm not doing this, but for example,
But if
I said -3, and then your competitiveness is like, ooh, -5, and you have to start naming minus
but because
things.
there's only 2 of us, if I just say, no, go for it, Jack, and you fuck it, then I get the point.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the tactic.
For I too can sink you. Okay.
I'm fairly easily sinkable. I think that's the thing. Fuck it. Name the movie, Matt.
All right. Now, I think it's 2018, right?
Yes, correct.
I think it's Sherlock Gnomes.
That's a film I
That's a
forgot.
point for Matt.
Oh, fuck off!
Because I think it's Paramount.
Gnomes.
I was like, because I think we brought up Sherlock Gnomes when we were talking about Paramount Studios and the subsidiaries. And I thought, oh no, wait, that's an MGM film.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so Sherlock Gnomes.
Yeah. There we go. So that's
Bad
a point for
movie.
Matt.
Thanks, Johnny Depp.
Oh, Johnny Depp's in it. Oh,
He
Yes,
plays
yeah.
Sherlock Gnomes.
oh god.
Right, Matt. Your chance to pick a category.
Okay, what's the categories for me, please?
Category choice are IMDb, I Love Lamp, or First Letter Last Hour.
What?
Tim, I'll have to go I Love Lamp, please.
Okay,
Pixar films.
they are Pixar films.
Yes, because of the lamp.
Brilliant,
Amazing,
brilliant.
Tim. Amazing.
Okay.
I love
this.
you so much.
This could be interesting. This could be interesting. No,
Would
this
you like
will be
2003, 2007, or 2015?
2003, please.
Oh, fuck
Okay.
you.
As of
Somewhere I was
September
probably 12 when it
2015,
came out.
this was the best-selling DVD of all time, with
Whoa!
41 million copies sold. And Namrata Joshi, writing for Outlook, says, a touching tale which reassures you that even though things may look bleak, it will all turn out well in the end.
Oh.
20 people on the cast list. So that's where the bidding starts. Matthew, you'll go first.
I have an
Could
idea.
I have 10? Could I have 10, please?
Okay. Jack?
I've got to compete here. 2003. I would have probably been 12 when this came out. It's a Pixar film, so that is actually kind of relevant. So that might actually work in my favor. I might have actually seen it at the time or since or whatever. 10. I'll go 7, please, Tim.
Okay. Matt?
Plan it more strategically.
$2003 has got to be a thing here. I'm going to say 0.
Oh, for God's sake. I can't let you do this again. -3. Fuck you.
Tim,
Mhm.
do I have to get them in the correct order that you have them?
Chat.
Yes, you do.
Chat, don't spoil me. Don't spoil me. Oh, the chat don't know. I just flicked over the chat back.
In that case, I defer to my good friend Jack Chambers.
Okay.
Go, Jack,
Oh,
name those
God.
three, you fuck.
So name the film, Jack. We'll start there.
Hang on,
Fucking
don't
hell.
tell him if he's right or wrong. And then let him name the names.
Yeah.
Because I must admit, the casting list is the thing that fucks me. Of who's top billing. You're like, wait, what? So
Yeah, because a lot of the time, especially with animated shit, anyone could be. It's not necessarily like the main character. It'll be like,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
really famous actor is in some fucking voice bit part that nobody cares about.
Mm.
Oh God! Oh, I'm getting some air. Go, Jack. Be aggressive.
So
Right.
So I have tried to use I think it's IMDb listing order for most things.
That's fair enough. That makes sense. Because I was going to say, if it's the film I'm thinking of,
2003.
I think the third name, I don't know the name. I think I'd be like, oh God.
2003. I have an idea, and I agree with you, Matt.
Yeah.
That I.
So hang on. Jack has to name the film and name all three now,
And
right?
top three,
Yeah.
yeah, correct.
Then I don't have to do anything. I'll just wait.
I think it's Finding Nemo.
That's what I think.
Okay, would you like to list some names?
Oh fuck! You don't even tell me.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
you can't change your pick, and at the end of the day,
And
you can't win without it. So
I agree with you, Matt, because I think in the top billing, I don't know where to order this in, but the voice of Nemo is that kid
I think
whose
that's
name
there. And I don't know it either.
There's no way he's top billed for the record, but I would assume top billing is the voice of Marlin, which is Al Brooks. That would be my guess. Then Ellen DeGeneres' Dory would make sense.
I'd say the same.
And then fucking Nemo.
I mean,
that
it's tricky
that
because
kid who voiced Nemo.
if you're doing major actors, why am I helping you? Fuck you.
You got Willem Dafoe in there as well, but
That's what I think.
fuck now.
I would assume Willem Dafoe is the highest actor after that in terms of names.
You got
But
to
I
put
think
Nemo.
Nemo-
Gotta put Nemo's actor in there, right?
Yeah.
Like,
He's
It's
the
gotta
main
be.
character.
I wonder if flicking through my movie mayhem cards will help me. I don't think it will.
Excuse me while I look through all these cards.
Furious 7.
Hang on, 2005. I can check the Leonard
Oh,
Maltin
you can cheat.
Well, I'm not going to. I'm going to check.
Fuck, what's the name of the kid who played Nemo? Oh,
Was
God.
it Remo?
Mr.
I'm
Remo.
gonna have to press you for an answer, Jack.
I don't fucking know. I would never guess it in a million years.
Is he correct with the
You
film?
were so close because it was Finding Nemo.
Fuck!
You got Albert Brooks right, Ellen
Oh,
DeGeneres was right,
no!
and it was the kid who plays Nemo in third billing,
Fuck's sake.
Sake!
whose name is Alexander Gold.
I've never heard that name in my life. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Because he's also not in Finding Dory, right? It's a different kid.
Probably.
I remember that
The
being
voice
the thing.
actor would be
Yeah.
older. at
Voice
that point,
actor
so
changes because
Yeah.
he's younger in the prequel and
I would have probably.
Oh,
not
bloody
known that,
hell.
so I had to throw you under the bus there. Incidentally, what does the chat say?
We did get the name dropped in the chat.
Oh, wait, I know.
You little
Nemo!
bastard.
There you go.
Yeah.
Andrew knew.
Yeah,
Couldn't name anyone on that cast.
yeah.
For some reason, my brain went for Wall-E. Wall-E's 2008, mate. 2007, something like that's later. Don't think Jack's going to get this one. Correcting us. Thank you very much. Alexander Gold, I had to look him up. Yeah, that's cheating. Zenoff. Yeah, that's against the rules. I will stick with -2 next time. Good tips from Mike there.
Okay, do you want to do one more?
Never heard of him in anything else. Yeah, let's do one more.
We
and
have
then we'll finish.
Okay,
We've hit
point-
2 hours
oh, no.
on this live. We get
We've
back for you.
got a point each, right? No, I've got 2 points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've got 2 points now.
go ahead.
You've
I'm
won,
ready.
but let's just go for it.
okay. So Jack, you get to pick category again.
Okay, cool.
So your choices are bad films, nice films, or the All-Star round.
What the
That's-
fuck? I mean, we kind of
Yeah.
specialize in bad films on this show, so I feel like we are bad sequel sorted. So bad films, please, Tim.
Bad films.
Oh,
Okay,
I'll get rid of the chat again. There you go.
these are films with "bad" in the title.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you
Good
like
proof.
2007,
Okay.
2011,
Or
or 2017?
2017. What came out with bad in the title? How many names have we got, Tim?
You got to pick.
Oh no,
a year.
sorry, I need to pick first. Sorry.
Yeah.
2017. For the most modern one, please.
Okay. Here's some clues for you. One character works at Oakleigh Spa, which is Oakleigh is the Hawaiian word for butt.
Okay.
And Kate Roger of News Hub said, "Desperately laboured, heavy-handed humour delivered loudly and lazily with a glaringly tired plot."
Bad Boys for Life came out recently, so it's not that.
That was this year.
Exactly. Yeah.
By the way, I don't know
Fuck.
if I mentioned this. That was the highest grossing American film of this year,
Oh
2020.
my god.
Oh no! Oh.
It was two Chinese ones, I can remember the name of, but yeah, okay.
So, bidding starts at 15 names.
Oh my
15
fuck,
names.
man. I'm actually in trouble with this one. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of there's a couple of films I can think of that around that I have one in my head already that I don't know if is that year, but it's definitely of the last decade or so.
Mm-hmm.
13 names. I'll play it safe for
Okay.
now. I'll get more aggressive later.
Okay. 10. Please.
7.
Five.
Oh, okay. Do it, Matt. Clean sweep me.
Fuck.
Okay. So
Five
you
names.
get 5 names.
5 names from the bottom, you piece of
Yep.
shit.
So here are your 5 names. Hang on, let me
Thanks.
I'm going to
Thanks.
highlight them so I make sure I don't go over. Okay.
Thanks. I can only think of one film from that year titled Bad in it. So
Me too. And
I
I'm
always
not
think
even
of,
sure it's from
is
that
this
year.
UK release date or US release date? So I always fuck myself here. But yeah, I'm
God.
ready. I'm
I
ready.
don't know.
Go ahead.
Okay. Kenny G
What?
In the cast?
in the cast.
The saxophone player.
And
Yeah.
I'd like to guess.
What?
Are you going to guess now?
Yeah.
You got 4 more names.
Fuck off, Matthew.
No.
Fuck off.
Kenny G, I've only seen him in one film, and then the film I was thinking of, he's in it.
He's showing
Okay.
off now.
Oh, I'm gonna get the title right here.
Oh my god! If you get this, you can fuck off. I'm ending the broadcast right now.
Is it? Oh, do I get the title exactly right?
Yes,
I need a second.
of course you do. Can't be like, oh, it's a bad day for a what's his face. That doesn't count.
A bad day for Kenny G.
He's in his bottom build. Bless him.
A good day to Kenny G.
Okay. I think
Thanks on the beach.
it's yes, A Bad Mum's Christmas.
Oh, I was going to guess Bad Mums. So
Yeah,
okay.
I think the
Carry
sequel
on.
he thinks in it.
I hate that.
I think
hate
it's
it already.
called A Bad Mom's Christmas.
Moms, because Americans.
Yeah.
Kenny fucking G.
Matthew, you're 3 for 3.
Fuck off. Bad Moms, Chris. So I guess Bad Moms is what I had in my brain. I didn't know Bad Moms Christmas existed.
It's
So-
not good, but I was watching it
Really?
because it's
I would
Christmas
never.
time.
Yeah.
Bad
let's go back
Moms
to
came
the
out
chat.
in 2016, I want to say, like the year before.
Year before, yeah,
shit.
that would make sense. I guess they churn out those Christmas sequels like anybody's business.
Wonder if it's
Mike's
on our
guessing
list.
Bad Moms. I would have done that.
Oh, no.
These are all Bad Boys films, aren't they? Turns out Alexander Gould is in Finding Dory, but he has like a cameo as a different character or something.
Oh, that's good. I like that. That's nice.
Yeah.
Bad Boys being the highest grossing film, that's a depressing fact. Yes, it is.
It really is.
Mila Kunis and Kristen Bell would be top names. Is that correct, Tim?
That is correct. Mila
there you
Kunis,
go.
Kristen Bell, Catherine Hahn would be your top 3.
Oh, okay.
And then I guess there'd be the mothers in question.
Yes.
Wait, they're not the
The
mothers.
mothers.
The grandmothers. Sorry,
The
yes.
grandmothers, yes.
Is it bad grandmothers as well?
Well, that's
That's the point of the sequels. They bring in the mothers of the mothers.
Oh God!
You know, like fucking
Brand
Dirty Grandpa.
No, I'm thinking of the Mel Gibson one
with the Daddy's
Home. There we go.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Baranski? She was in Dolly Parton's A Christmas on the Square.
Yeah.
I think she's great. She never ages. She's one of those people like The Rock, we mentioned in the previous episodes, who you can be in a film and the film is shit, but they go, yeah, but they're okay. They did all right.
Yeah.
They were good. Yeah, sorry.
Daddy's Home. Apparently, Alexander Gould plays Passenger Carl. Turka. Yeah, and I agree with Xenos here. Matt has watched too many films to be a contestant. This is true.
The rest of your names.
I don't stand a chance against Matt.
Would have been Ariana Greenblatt.
Oh, if you were going to say Grande, I was like, oh, I've heard of that. Oh no, wait, I haven't. No, Greenblatt.
Christina Applegate.
Oh, I've heard of her.
She's in the film.
Wanda Sykes.
Oh, I like Wanda Sykes.
And MJ Anthony, who I don't know who that is.
Never heard of.
No.
Can't believe I got Kenny fucking G.
Kenny fucking G. Matt needs to be a judge only.
Yeah.
This is not fair. Get to the point where he's watched too many and your brain explodes from all the knowledge, the alien knowledge downloading.
I'll tell you what happens. I've got so much knowledge. What happens now is someone says, "Oh, it's a film came out in everyone saw it in 1997." I'm like, I have a scanner's moment where my brain explodes. Or someone says, "Oh, it's a really good film."
Crystal Skull moment. We've
got Hugh Jackman in it, and I see Hugh Jackman's entire filmography. I'm like, he's really good in it. It's just fucking. He does some singing.
Do you typically have a really good memory, Matt? Do you have like a photographic memory or anything like that?
No. I have a memory
just
based mostly on hearing shit. If I hear it, it will go in my brain permanently.
So the oral spelt AURAL.
Yeah.
Audio processing. Aural. Yes.
Yes, I do indeed have that kind of memory. And so
if you see it written down, it's nowhere near as memorable.
Yeah. But having said that, the problem is that the more I put in, the more that's pushed out, and the older I get, it doesn't. This is one of those, it's a cliche. When I was 27, bang, straight out there, Ryan Philippe, and I'd be like, no, immediately. Now it's Ryan Philippe, and within 10 years, I'd be like, Ryan Philippe, please. So it's there. It just takes longer to get into it each time, like a pair of old trousers and bad back.
Well, you whitewashed me, Matt. I think that's time to call an end to the stream. We'll go and make some dinner.
Been a good success.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it too. This will be available for the OD on our YouTube channel if you do want to go back and have a look at it on there as well. So, you're welcome to have a browse and stuff. Merry Christmas, everybody! If you do celebrate, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, whatever you guys are doing to celebrate this time of year. Happy New Year! And as I said, no episode next week. It's on Christmas Day. We will be back on New Year's Day with the next episode.
Yes.
And it's a banger. Oh, and Mike reminds me that I need to go tell my parents I picked a favorite. Ironically, I very clearly have a favorite parent, but I picked my father, which is not my favorite parent.
Now they definitely can't watch this.
Yeah, filmically speaking, he comes up a lot in terms of films being referenced and introduced.
Oh, yeah.
It makes sense in terms of what you've just described.
Yes.
I'm a mummy's boy, but my dad influenced my film watching a lot more.
Yes.
Jonathan's saying, Xmas special. We did one of those. Go and listen to it. It released last week. Go and pay attention.
Nearly 2 hours long.
Yeah.
I like your hair like that, Tim. It's good. I mean, no, correction. I like your hair like that, Tim. It's good. Do not have that when we can film again because it fucks my continuity.
Well,
go back pretty quick.
Okay, a couple of notes from the chat here. Merry Christmas, everyone, from Mike. Have a great Christmas, New Year, everybody. Thank you so much for your support. I know you guys are the higher tier patrons. It really means the world to us and has made 2020 tolerable for us. Having this as a consistent thing for me personally for this year has meant a lot. I've lost my job, had to reschedule my wedding, all kinds of bullshit has happened. I've had COVID-19, as has my partner. It's been a whole fucking year. But having you guys, speaking to you guys, Tim and Matt, and then having you guys who are here in the chat, who are the regulars in the Discord and on Twitter and all that kind of stuff, really has helped 2020 be a tolerable year for me and made it so much better. So thank you so much to my co-hosts and to everybody in the chat as well. We really appreciate it.
anybody who couldn't make it to the chat because of scheduling or time zones, and obviously just we'll check this out later. Obviously, thank you very much to you all too for supporting and everything. We always bang on about this because we love you all, but at the same time, it's worth mentioning that we are very, very grateful. This year, as Thanksgiving has already passed, and we don't do Thanksgiving in this country because the British are thankful for nothing, because why would we be? We just take everything. But yeah, we are grateful for our fan base in all their shapes and forms and all their support. We hope you enjoy the next shit show of 2021, I guess, which will be just as weird.
The fact that we managed to stay weekly throughout 2020, I think yeah, we should...
Zenos, give me a shout. I got coronavirus and didn't miss a week of the podcast. You goddamn right, Zenos. You goddamn right we didn't.
Professional.
Weekly content, motherfuckers. We've stuck to it. We're going to stick to it for 2021. As I said, the plan at the moment is to do monthly streams, and now we've got this setup going, and we've got plans, and we can do little games with the chat and stuff. These will be a bigger part of the Patreon content because there's a lot of fun to do. It's relatively easy for us to do, and yeah, it's going to be.
Now we worked out how to do it.
Now we actually know how to do it, and we're working with
the
StreamYard
practicality of it, and now we know. Now we have the ability. We are in a much stronger position to do so.
We were trying to negotiate, well, which one's going to do the live stream? Now we just get all three of us in and we can do little game shows and all that kind of stuff. We're definitely bringing back that tournament bracket because that was fantastic. Yeah, and yeah.
Cool.
There you go. Stream was great. Can't wait for the next one.
Thank you very much.
Definitely looking forward to the next one. Well, thank you very much. We're looking forward to the next one. It will probably be towards the end of January. We will schedule that in. We will notify you guys. We will let you guys know. And yeah. Thank you much for listening, everybody. Thank you much for viewing, everybody. Thank you much for your support. And we'll see you in 2021. Merry Christmas.
You've been bad.
A bad mom, some might say.
And I